It's not shulk time.
No, it's shulk. Wait, no.
All right, so I know it's been a long time. It's our first time streaming this, but whatever. Since Paragon ended in middle of someone left
already.
Whatever. We'll go with it. Dreams of Azure. This is our brand new campaign. We will be doing this every single Friday night. Not at this time, hopefully. Hopefully at 7:30 Central. Today was just kind of a very weird occasion, very weird case. Anyways, announcement. As I literally just mentioned, games will be every Friday night at 7:30 CST, that is Central Time. Usually they'll go on in between 3 to 5 hours. I do not expect anything to go past midnight typically, but if something happens, something happens. It is. We are down to 6 players for this, as opposed to our normal 8. So that should be a boon. As I mentioned in our Discord chat on updates, I will not be taking reservations for backstory sessions for another 2 weeks. What backstory sessions is basically just a one-on-one session between the player and myself, which means no one else can listen to those, and it's going through your backstory or certain aspects of your backstory that you've not written in, and giving your character development that may or may not be written out, just so that you as a player can experience and fulfill the things that pertain to you and his or her lifestyle prior to meeting up with the party, obviously. But again, not for another 2 weeks. Let's start reserving those at that time, and we'll get to those. Primarily because I don't have most of those written out yet, but we'll see how things are going to go. Also, there is a map being created. I've hired a cartographer to get started on that. I should be getting a sketch here, hopefully any day now. And when I do, I'll replace the horrible sketch image you see below you with a more professional. So hopefully that will work out. Other than that, we'll get your introductions actually in the game. So I'm not going to bother introducing you assholes right. So I think we can go ahead and get this started. Are all of you ready?
Ready.
We're gonna be.
Let's get the show on the road.
We asked for this, so if we're not, we're in trouble.
Okay, and Largo, I think the courses are updated on Twitch for anybody. So you need to either refresh the integration or something. That's right. Speaking of that, we have a Twitch integration for D&D Beyond because we were using our character sheets via that service and rolling via that service via our Discord server. So if you all want to take a gander at our characters to see what their HP are, what their attacks are, you can just hover your mouse over the screen, maybe over to the right, and it should have a little pop-up that shows you everyone's little portraits, and you can click on them to pull up character sheets live as they're updated from our players to you. That is, of course, after Largo refreshes things if need be.
I'm trying to figure out what I have to actually do to refresh it and see what it looks like on the other computer.
Okay, it's not that important. Definitely will not hinder what we're doing this evening.
Well, I'll figure it out in a minute.
Okay, then I will go ahead and start this show. Welcome to Azimuth. The year is 3880 CE, or Chaos Era. Long ago, ages before the ailments of world-shifting proportions such as the Guardian War or the Bite of Nature, Azimuth was a single continent rife with beauty and prosperity. Known for its crystalline waters, natural resources, and tropical climates, it was a paradise to the race who helped cultivate it, Tieflings. Their origin and ancestry, though shrouded in questionable roots at first glance, galvanized from the continent's structured landscapes and natural affinity of environmental boons. Their populations swelled and coalesced to form a nation of strength, power, and celerity. Generally closed off from admitting others to their kingdoms, except on rare, special occasions, the mixing of races seldom manifested into anything more than a rare attempt of trade deal or piquing interest into a new life. And as it was, things went smoothly for the land and its people. Until it was time for the world's first known calamity, the ever-turbulent Great Tempest, a never-ending storm that has claimed the waters to the southwest of the continent, began to swell and grow in strength so vast that the very foundations of the land began to shift and break apart. Azemoth, once a mighty continent, broke into many islands that separated and transitioned further away from their origin. The land's people began to shift their very lives to the new states of livelihood that they were forced to adjust to, and though the storm's strength and rage did settle and the islands finally laid still, the tieflings took much longer to relax, to adjust, to forget. The continent, once strong and stalwart, now a mishmash of tiny islands under the decree of one singular domain. Things have been roughly the same ever since. Now, the domain of Azemoth has many features, all amassed on their vast array of islands, each with their own selection of lush forests, treacherous mountains, sparkling lakes, tropical coasts, snow-ridden valleys, and populous cities sized Titanic to even the most minuscule. But as divided the islands are, so too are its political powers. With as firm a foothold in its snow-drenched landscapes as it is its governmental structure, the Kingdom of Grost lies dominion of the northwestern islands. Directly south from there, the Kingdom of Haven continues to upheave itself from impecunious times, anxious to rid itself of the Great Tempest and its vast wastelands with its ever-expanding technology and industry. To the northeast, the islands all hail under the flag of the Kingdom of Yarrow. Open trade and cultural freedom support the people of this realm as it bolsters the highest number of islands and ports of Azemoth. To the south of there, the Kingdom of Oriana, vast in its riches of precious gems and alchemical innovations. The vast deserts still continue to creep further towards its northern border despite residents of many magi. All four kingdoms are structured around the central capital city of all of Azemoth, Arabel. Under the current king, Joros Namiria Velda, now in his 73rd year, most of the people are left to their devices. You live as you always have. The crown only takes a tithe of what you produce and earn. You follow its laws, while moderated and tweaked slightly by the kingdom you are presently in. You worship its gods, and you bow to its installed local leadership, be it the king of one kingdom or the other. But no matter what or who, all knows who tugs the reins of the entirety of it all. In return, denizens of the domain are protected from the chaotic horrors and shadowed evils that stalk the edges of civilized lands and creep up from the sea. The accord has led to a prosperous century for the domain of Azemoth, or at least the political elite. Tensions brew between two factions in recent days. One from the island to the far west, which is part of domain itself, but segregated from its monarchy and kingdoms, instead run as its own personal government thriving on that of magic and its academical prowess. The second is not an island or warring continent, but instead the very foundation of land itself, the Azure Ocean, an empire of its own, amassed power in its own monarchy, fears of a coming war between their domain and the lands above. Rising concerns of industry attempting to usurp the mysticalities of magic harbored increased need of natural resources, of which the ocean is a fountain of youth. Rumors of Azemoth military clashing with Azure sea wardens have many common folk on both sides on edge. Our story, however, begins much smaller. Here in the southern reaches of the Yarrow Kingdom, on an island called Aedos, lies the small rural town of Brownleaf. Bordering the thick canal of water that leads the Azure Ocean to the inner waters of the great capital city of Arabel, the town came to prominence about 400 years ago when a great pirate lord named Holhorg Spinesplitter settled the land and hid a great treasure somewhere inland. With many adventurers and tale spinners beginning to visit and make home of the land, ever in hopes of discovering the potential of gold and glory for themselves, the town began to swell to a comfortable size. Now, Brownleaf thrives on their tourism, setting up small shops and establishing rumor mills that spiral more excitement and confusion than is probably necessary to keep the place lively. Here, in this bustling stop along the coast of Bleakwood Bay, a handful of wandering destinies slowly begin to weave together and coalesce. We begin in the early evening on the third day of Tarsak. The Brown Bear Tavern is a meeker alehouse but maintains all the usuals of a typical dive. Ale-stained wooden tables, creaky floors, drunken patrons, scant meals. But today was different. Several new souls, irregular travelers, each take their own seat at separate tables. Unlike the treasure seekers and amateur pirates that usually make their way to the village, these were not your typical clientele, and definitely not prepared for what fate may have in store for them. The doors swing open, perhaps more times today than the barkeep is used to by now, as a group of individuals slowly make their way in, about 6 or 7 of them, maybe 8. Their garb is mostly brown with hints of emerald green lacing through most of the robes that cover their person. Each one begins to scour the room immediately before one of them walks ahead, faster than the others towards the bar. An elven man with short, red hair and a long nose, freckles speckling his face and its eyes with a slight shimmer to them. He gingerly sits on one of the stools and makes himself comfortable before his eyes slowly leer up to the barkeep and smiles calmly. "Hey there, old-timer." The barkeep, a man mayhaps in his 40s, human with salt and pepper hair that begins to whiten down to his mutton chops that he keeps unkempt, seemingly unconcerned with how people may view it. His eyes are firm and narrow, and from what you can tell thus far in your short time here, he only speaks when spoken to. His apron, probably the cleanest thing he owns, daintily ties to his waist as he stands behind the counter, assessing the new group of visitors he likely does not want to serve. "I don't got enough seats for you all here, but you're welcome to sit outside if you can agree to bring your mother." "Oh, I ain't here for your sour piss. I'm here to tell you to clear out of here, if you got the sense of it. I have something to discuss with your patronage." The barkeep looks around, his hands now elevated in the air as he takes a few steps back, and then you can see that the robed man is holding a short sword. With his other hand, it lurks up above the counter and points it directly at the barkeep. "Go on, I'll let you right back in when we're done. I ain't stealing nothing and I won't break anything." He looks around at each of you, his smile fading as he shrugs. "If I don't have to." The barkeep nervously looks around at each one of you and slowly swerves around the counter and moseys out the door. Each robed individual then doffs their hoods as you see an assortment of individuals, mostly elven with the exception of a single gnome and a dragonborn. Each of them begin to disperse around the room, latching the front and back doors shut and standing by. "Now," as the young elven man stands up and cracks his knuckles, he turns to regard each of you as you begin to look around to fully assess the audience in which he is addressing. 6 others, aside from yourself, sit or stand at different tables. You also note that 2 of them seem to be sitting together, if you're observant enough. The man begins to walk forward toward. "Now, I believe that we can do this cordially, but if one of you makes a move, the lot of you get busted, okay? Okay. So let's apply a little teamwork here, eh? Cooperate, and you all get to leave. Don't, and, well, let's just say it's been a real long journey to get here. Too long, if you ask me. And them," as each of them begin to withdraw a weapon or rod from their robes and leer towards each one of you. "One of you, and hear me out here, the only information I got was the strangest one there. And let me tell you, I don't think they quite figured there'd be anyone for comparison to the sleepy piss bucket, but I digress. Here we are. One of you has got something I need. A magical little number that could be very useful if you catch my meaning. Now, like a description, which God's willing would have been real helpful right about now, I wasn't gifted with the privilege of knowing what it is or what it looks like. Only that it is magical and that it is important. So I'll tell you what, I ain't looking for potions or the like, or coin, so you just empty your bags, pockets and pouches of anything, whatever, magical, and we'll be on our way. I'm sure most of you don't have anything like that, but we can be an understanding lot. But If I don't see nothing, then I'm going to have someone come around and check for any magical item on you with a spell. He regards each of you carefully. So, ante up, and don't get snippy. Remember, team. He first looks to... Actually, let's do it like this. Let's go down the room and see who would like to produce what. Starting with Clara. Do you wish to produce any item to put on the table before...
I produce my backpack and grappling hook. Yep.
Okay.
I tell him, feel free to look to your heart's content. I'm almost positive you won't find anything of value.
All right. Furion.
He just stares at them with his arms crossed. Doesn't move.
All right. Zalgus.
I look at the guy for a second, shrug for a moment. The only thing I can think of pulling out is either keeping one boot, like I literally kick back on the chair, keep one boot on the table, and then put my candle literally on the table right next to him and go, well, all I got. Not much I can do about it.
Zakari.
I look to Briar as this is a different gentleman that went to the others, right?
I'm sorry?
Is it the same person walking around, or is it just a different person than everyone else?
Same person walking around, the one's been talking the entire time.
I've got nothing you'd ever look for.
Briar.
She will open her backpack and basically dump out everything inside of it.
All right. And Faith.
Really putting me in a corner there, huh? I guess I'll put this sapphire pendant on the table. Because if there ain't nothing else for that, then that's probably about it.
All
Actually,
right.
no. I'm gonna put the satchel of goods on the table. It's like a separate bag of random crap.
Yeah. You pull out the satchel of goods from your backpack. All right. So as each of you produce something or nothing and put it on your... The seventh individual, an old man with kind of grody hair, kind of nervously looks around. He seems to be fidgeting in his seat. And as the red-haired man begins to walk around, he begins to approach the table closest to Faith first. But at that moment, you begin to see the other seventh man shifting in his seat as you hear the upheaval of chair, and he pushes back, and immediately he begins to run towards the door. All the while, the red-haired man looks to him, "Oh, you shouldn't have done that." And I need everyone to roll initiative.
Oh boy.
Oh, well, we're gonna find out.
Let me get that started for you real quick.
Where evil lurks.
But if you don't want to fight,
I'm surprised no one just like, I ain't putting up with this.
The channel's apparently already in combat. The channel's ahead of us.
I didn't even have to give them anything. They just walked away.
Everbot.
God damn it! I keep messing that up.
You are fucking this up.
So if we don't want to fight, then it's our
It's
turn.
been a
just
long
say you
day. All right.
First nat 1 of the game. First die roll 2.
First
Congratulations,
roll of the game's a
Arcana.
natural one.
That bodes well.
Well, guys, good game. I think we're screwed.
Alright.
Everyone else rolled double digits, right?
Why'd you
Shush.
do mine?
How do I? Oh, I don't have a picture. I feel bad.
Yeah, you gotta go to one of the other chats and just do.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
do
you
another
just
update.
type exclamation point update, and it'll fix it.
Well, I already made my roll, so.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
Yeah, it's fine. Oh my god, I went to try to look at roll 20 on the stream instead of actually roll 20. I'm like, wait, this isn't gonna work.
I can scroll up.
All right, roll 20 map should be changed for you guys.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Want me to ship everyone else real quick?
Yeah, setup phase. This honestly took a lot less time to already get into a fight.
Well, yeah,
definitely
it's just
call this a
instant
record.
I mean, to be honest, the already ultimatum that says, "Oh, everybody start dumping out your bags and shit on the table." I've already had enough for today. I probably, if this didn't start it, I probably would have anyway. To
I'm
be honest,
surprised that they didn't like make me empty my bag. They kind of just moved on. All right, I just have to say no.
I even did half of that. They said empty your bag, and so I just put another bag on the table.
No, I'm not
Oh,
gonna
there's a bag in
anything.
here. You can go grab it for yourself, assholes.
I'm literally homeless. I have nothing.
Because Largo's a smartass.
That happens to just blast them.
Okay,
I'd be shocked if I wasn't shocked.
Clara, what was your initiative?
My initiative was 19.
Yeah, you can plug it in.
Okay, Clara, what was yours?
22.
August?
15.
Tyrion?
15.
Okay, and with that, Clara is up first. As each of you look to see off in the corner of the bar, you see it looks to be a young girl, maybe no older than the age of 14. Clara, if you want to take a moment to describe your character before you take your turn.
Describe, like, in appearance?
Yeah, appearance, demeanor, whatever people can get from you from first glance.
She has long flowing brown hair and a long ponytail. She has the look of someone who's relatively annoyed with the situation. She was willing to cooperate just for the sake of taking it easy, but now she feels like she has to take care of another problem that she just got out of. So she is going to move here. And she's going to say, I'm really not in the mood to be cleaning up messes like this, but it seems we don't have a choice. Can I get you guys help to deal with this annoyance? And she will attack this.
The one closest to you? Okay, no, the one in the back door.
Yeah,
All
that
right.
one.
Go ahead and make a roll to attack with a weapon you're...
I'm going to use the longbow.
Okay,
So I'm
roll it.
going to... Yep.
.26 definitely hit. For 4 damage, pierce. Okay, as she begins to disperse into the bar, she kind of leaps from her seat, very anxious for a girl her age, and very spry for that matter. She runs to almost to the center of the room, withdraws a longbow, knocks an arrow as she begins to finish her recital towards potential allies around her, and knocks it, fires right through the fences of the older-looking man towards the back door. It's right between his abdomen. Anything else?
Just to be clear, that is an enemy, right?
That is an enemy, yes.
Okay.
As far as you know.
We didn't even check first, but shot.
After
shot
you
me.
attack. Wait, that's an enemy, right?
It is now.
Good job.
Doing stuff.
Give enemies a red outline to know if they're an enemy, yellow if they're non-disclosed, and green if they're an ally.
By the way, if you all remember how the dots work, go ahead and put green dots your character at full HP.
Oh yeah, dots.
I was just gonna say, wait, that reminded me.
You mean the dot that's always going to be in the red?
For you.
Yeah,
For-
I mean,
For everybody watching, since we have a thing about not knowing everybody's health, even though you can see it on stream from the D&D Beyond toolbar, we can't actually see each other's health as you can see on stream now. So we use a dot system basically to tell us sort of what our health is, or between how well we're looking. Green is healthy, yellow is somewhere around half, and then red is
Caution.
Like,
And red's danger.
yeah.
You're less than 25%? Is that what we go for red?
Less than 20%.
10%.
Yeah, 20. Do like 10 to 20% or lower than that, obviously.
Okay.
And I can enable HP to viewable, but I don't think that's
Well,
par for the course. It's just for the players to kind of know, get an inkling of what people look like.
HP can be visible on, as long as we're updating it on the character sheets as well. It will show up on the actual stream UI. So
Yes.
if you would mark it there, people at home can view and see.
Yes, so please, players, mark your HP on D&D Beyond whenever you take 10. Notice I did not say if.
Yeah.
Okay, so Clara, you're finished?
Yeah, I'm gonna move here, the last 10 feet of my movement speed, and if I drop down to my knees with like take a crouch, would that be a bonus action?
You want to go prone.
I guess so, yeah.
No, you can just drop down. We'll call it your bonus action if you want to, but go for it.
At least in Kibble's cover.
So as she launches her arrow, she kind of jumps down to the ground right at Zakari's and Briar's feet as she's just like, "Hi, I'm here." All right. With that, in Clara's turn, Faith, if you want to go ahead and describe your character to the party.
Faith is I want to say, relatively tall elven woman, dressed in semi-monk garb. She's been a sailor on the high seas for quite a while at this point, just looking for adventure. Mostly a firecracker. Would have probably already started this fight if she wasn't already worn out from the previous day, or earlier this day, from having to have sailed the ship into port pretty much by herself. So I'm not really surprised this already started. With her long hair of a black raven color, at the very tips of most of her hair is a shining silver. And now she's going to go and punch this guy at the door.
Okay, make your movement and roll to hit.
And I believe it's 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. She lets out a giant sigh as she has to get up from her table and her relaxing, as she makes her way quickly over to this guy and just decks him in the face. because she's already
Okay.
had enough for the day.
Unarmed?
Yep, unarmed.
Okay. As a brief reminder, I know the map kind of lies to you, but the doors are presently closed and latched.
Oh, they're latched.
Yes, they are latched. They
I thought
are
this guy was
locked.
just trying to get away.
No. He's guarding the door.
Oh, he's guarding. Oh, never mind. Whatever. It's still for that person. That doesn't change anything. It's the closest to the door. Everyone's got to go through there sometime. So, smash. 16 to hit
16 will definitely hit.
for 8 damage.
All right. So as Faith, the relatively tall elf, kind of leaves her seat with a sigh, but with a spry smile to her almost. You can tell she was ready for this, as she kind of leaps from the seat, kind of knocking onto his side. Before it even hits the ground, she is in front of the hooded figure next to the closed and latched door, landing a punch right into the abdomen. As the robed figure kind of exerts a whole gasp of air. What else do you wish to do?
From that, she's also going to follow up as he leans down for gasping for air with an uppercut to the chin for her bonus action for a 15 to hit.
15 hits. Barely.
7 damage.
7 damage. Ooh, nice.
And that will, for the most part, take that turn.
Okay. Second hit, right kind of as he's reeling, just kind of uppercuts right in the chin. You hear the audible pop of the bones between the jaw almost as he's knocked back almost to the floor, but he collects himself just enough. That's going to end your turn. All right. Is at this point that you begin to see the gentleman who was talking, the red-haired elven lad. He begins to kind of rile up. All right, round them up. We'll get off their corpses in. We tried doing this the easy way, but man over there had to run off. As he's going to take his bow and he's going to aim right at Faith upon seeing what she could possibly do. Rolling to hit. That is a 7 to hit.
7 does not hit.
Okay. And he is going to maneuver over this way, stop right about there, and that's going to end his... Okay, gentleman over here is up next. It's the gnome that you saw kind of withdraw. He was kind of aiming towards the larger sea-looking man, the Triton, towards the back corner. As he kind of looks around, kind of whirls a spell into his hands, as he's going to Eldritch Blast the gentleman in the corner. Going to hit.
This guy.
That is a 9 to hit, unfortunately.
That's a miss.
Gotcha. As a purple bolt of energy soars out, the young man, quite spry for how he looks, just kind of ducks and weaves as it hits the corner, and you see the charred, cindered, purplish blast begin to dissipate into the wood. Okay, and he is going to move over. He's going to move back into his turn. The other one, next to the sea elf female, sitting next to the two other individuals, one of which on the... Okay. This is a very large, kind of hulking man. It's a dragon, as he kind of stomps towards you, which you know who I'm talking about. He's going to pull out a very large two-handed battle axe. These are grunts. As he swings out, rolling to hit. That is a 16 to hit.
That's me that misses.
Okay, that'll miss. As the axe swooshes down, you instinctively, with your shield always on you, move it up, and the small shield, quite meager in comparison to the large battle axe, still glances off as it soars to the ground. You're almost knocked back on your feet, but you manage to deflect the blow and move on. All right, and next will be the other young man, Furion. If you wish to describe yourself.
Sure. Up to this point, Furion has looked rather bored, hungry, and now he looks a mix of both irritated and a little excited, actually. He's decently tall, about 5'11", and he's got very mint-colored skin, bluish green, and he is one of the only sea elves in here, aside from one other he's noticed. And he's got some formal-ish looking attire, not too flashy, and he just looks at the two guys that are near him and just sort of shrugs. Like, what? Is this really necessary right now? Can I just, I just want to come in here to eat, guys.
Is that your turn?
He's well, unfortunately, yeah, he's gonna step back a little bit, like to about right.
Straight through the wall.
Straight to the wall?
Oh, that's a wall. Okay, well then he's gonna go like
Back up in your chair.
What the hell am I? Am I like on a?
You're on a bench.
You're on a bench in a corner.
Yeah, you're in the
There,
corner.
and I can move like that. Why the hell did you put me in a? Okay,
There's a spot down here.
You could hide under the table.
Yeah, no, I should be able to move from here to here at least.
Yeah, you're fine.
All right, and then he's gonna move back a little bit and just sort of put his arms out like he's not doing anything. And yeah, no, he's just gonna fucking be there.
Okay, so you're gonna kind of put your hands up, like instinctively, the kind of defensive.
Yeah, like, hey, whoa.
Would you say you'd want to use your action for a dodge?
Yes,
action?
I would.
Thank you. All right, so the young man, well, not quite young, he's actually fart, but Furion decides to.
He's young for an elf.
As he kind of daintily, gingerly steps up from his seat, kind of adjusts his necklace around his neck, and he just kind of firmly steps back, like, "Hey, crowded place here. Nice to see you." That all you're doing, Allison?
Yep.
All right. Then move on to the next underwater dweller, Zalgus. If you wish to describe your character.
Well, Zalgus is a Triton. Well, I wish I was a Titan, but nope, I'm a Triton. Which, compared to Gnome, yes, I understand myself being taller, but all things considered, I'm probably, of the individuals involved, probably the second shortest, next to one other individual who I haven't seen do anything yet. I seem like the fun-loving, adventurous type. I'm running around wearing a green jacket that's still completely soaking wet, but that's because I just recently swam here. I have that look in my eye that just suggests that I'm a little mischievous, but I try to hide it with a little funny, cutesy demeanor. And after seeing this little fun purple blast go past my head, I decide, okay, another mage. Guess it's your turn now. As I'll literally, with my kicked up foot, kick myself onto the table and run towards the mage who just shot at me, the gnome. And I will do 2 attacks on him, one with my rapier, the other with my short sword.
All right, go for it. Eight. It does not hit, unfortunately, for your first attack. And a natural 1.
Of course. By the way, players and listeners, you'll come to learn that the dice roller hates me.
Always has.
That's pretty much an established meme. He's an established meme at this point in our Discord server. All right. So as Zalgus springs from his seat as you're dodging the purple blast heading towards his face, he then rushes into the action, kind of I don't know the right phrasing for it, kind of like dive bobbing over the table, over the car. And then as he lands, he then thrusts forward with his short sword and his rapier. As the mage, quite nimble from what you could see, just kind of swerves past one and ducks under the other. What else are you doing?
After seeing that, I decide I'm going to go ahead and just...
Oh, keep in mind, bonus action attack is for your second attack, because you're dual wielding.
Oh, my cunning action.
Yeah, but your second attack for dual wielding is your bonus.
It's just like my...
No, with my two-handed fighting ability, I can do, or with my rogue abilities, I can do my sword attack, my offhand attack as if it were part of my main attack. I don't have extra attack; it's part of my secondary attack as a rogue, and also with my two-handed fighting. So it's still
with what ability gets to you?
Two-weapon fighting. I can attack with my offhand. Only with technically a loss, but even then, a loss of my hit ability. But again, I rolled nat 1, so it didn't really matter.
Weapon fighting just lets you use your bonus action as a second hit, though.
Oh.
But you still have...
Oh shit, we kind of screwed that up. We kind of screwed that up during the solo session, but oh well. Okay.
Yeah, two weapon fighting lets you add your modifier to your second attack as your bonus.
My bad.
You're good. All right. So then we move over to the next individual to be introduced, the next other sea elf. Briar, would you just go ahead and describe your character for us?
Briar is a sea elf woman, and she is short, very short. Her skin is a really pale blue, like the sky, albeit being from the ocean, and her hair is the color of like pink coral, and it's put up in a kind of a spiky, pinned fashion behind her head. The most noticeable detail of her is probably her clothing. She's wearing like a dark blue slip dress that hangs down to her ankles. It's very well made. There's some jewel ornates on the front of it, and some gold embroidery and little charms added to the bottom of her dress, as well as like a scarf that wraps around her arms. And the underside of all the fabric is purple while the outside is blue. And her expression for the entire ordeal of this so far has been kind of distant and slightly as after nimbly blocking that attack from the guy, she's going to take the dodge action and prepare for another attack.
Okay. So you kind of stand up from your seat and just kind of looking entirely bored from the entire affair. You just kind of take the dodge action, put yourself in defensive, ready for the next embrace of Vistica. Which is good because the next person is going, as he's going to move into our last individual who has not been introduced yet, and is going to try to strike at him with an unarmed attack. Rolling to hit real quick. I'm rolling shitty tonight. That is a 9.
Does not hit.
Okay. So as the figure moves up to you, before you get a chance to even react to the small girl leaping at your, she kind of pushes her palm into you, and out of the corner of your eye, your entire body swerves towards it to meet it as it hits right into your leather armor and deflects the blow. The woman looks up to you deep in the eyes as you're going to do a secondary attack on, and that is going to be a 13 to hit.
That misses.
All right. As she tries to, at that point, kind of roundhouse kick is swerving right past your head, you just kind of instantaneously duck back, not dealing with having any of her shit today. And that's going to be it for her turn.
Foolish.
All right, it is the one next to Fate. Is up next. He's going to pretty much focus directly on Faith as
It's the one in the top right that's up next.
Sorry?
It's the one in the top right that's
that guy's
up
currently
next.
in order.
Oh, my bad. Haha. Thank you for correcting me on that.
Skipping ahead.
Okay. And it's going to be the one that Clara shot at. As you see him kind of put away his sword and keep his shield out while pulling out a hand crossbow. And he's going to aim directly for Clara. I think that's the last person that shot at him, which will be at disadvantage because she's prone. And that is a 7. The other roll is a natural 17, so good job for going prone. As the hand crossbow, the bolt knocks and fires, and as Clara ducks behind the seat that Zakari was almost just a second ago sitting on, the bolt clings onto the actual wood and makes a sound. And he's going to just move back into this corner, and that's going to end his turn. So, all right, my bad. Faith, now we can get to you.
Lovely.
Right. As he's going to take his war axe, and looking at you, his eyes seem to flare with anger after being punched in the gut and the. He kind of pulls himself back up from the ground, resituate himself, and he's going to go to attack. And that is a 17 to
17 ties my armor class.
That will hit then. Roll some damage real quick. That's going to be 5 slashing damage.
5 damage.
Okay, and that is going to end his turn. He's not going to go anywhere. All right, so the old man is up next. The one who started fidgeting and began running towards the front door is exactly what he's going to do. He's going to, with his hands over his head, keep making his way towards it. Gets about right there, and that's as far. Taking the dodge action. Okay. As the last arrowman over here is going to go next, he, seeing Faith intercepting with an ally, is going to attack her. That is a 12 to hit.
12 misses.
All right. Man is going to go over here, and he is going to bonus action to get over the bar and get behind, using as cover. That's going to end his turn, leaving our last player, Zakari. If you wish to introduce yourself, please.
I will. Zakari is a rather tall figure, standing at a whopping 6'1". His hair done up in a fashion as it shimmers metallic, signifying that he is a Aasimar. The runes on his body elude a cold dread, as his expression is nothing less of disgust. Coming back from a rather long nap, he's very displeased with the current state of the world and the people that inhabit, such as thieves and the people that have done him wrong. As looking at the woman who just tried to make him catch hands, he's going to point his own hand at her and fire an Eldritch Blast.
Okay, roll to hit with disadvantage.
What?
He's right next to you. Ranged attacks against somebody who is right next to you have disadvantage.
Oh. Even for spells?
Even for spells.
Oh. If I had known that, I would have just hit her with the war pick.
I will allow it if you wish to.
I will upside the head with the war pick then.
Okay. You're changing it to war pick.
Yep.
Given I think your character would know that you'd have disadvantage on a ranged spell attack.
No.
19 will definitely hit.
Doing 6.
It's going to be more than that because your charisma, I believe. Or is that already tallied in your charisma?
Is it already tallied in? +4 to damage. Yeah, I think it's already tallied in.
Yeah, it's your packed weapon, so.
Yes.
Okay. So after the woman attempts to have Zakari catch her hands, as he essentially dodges and takes the blow into his leather plate, he pulls out his war pick and then slashes down, while slashing right into her shoulder as she kind of screams out. Ah! As you then pull out, what are you doing next?
If you were smart, you would turn tail now. Don't waste your life. And that'll end my turn.
Just for shiggles, give me an intimidation check.
Yeah.
Not one.
Shut up, shut up.
Not one.
Shut up, shut up. I think I use full.
Just do There you go.
24.
24, very good. Alright, noted. Okay, that it?
Yep.
Okay, now all players have been introduced. Combat should go by a bit faster now. Continuing. Okay, as the next individual, you begin to see another hooded figure kind of moving towards you, Furion. And you're not actually making any attack or any discernible hostile action. He is going to attempt to grapple you instead. So I'm going to do that real quick. That is a 16.
Yeah.
Wait,
Okay.
Wait, do I have to roll an opposing, like, athletics or something, or is that just when I try to get out of it?
didn't you?
Give me an athletics or acrobatics check. It's up to you.
I thought she took the dodge action, right?
You did.
Yeah, I
Oh,
did.
she did. My bad. Thank you for correcting me. Okay, that goes from a 17 to a
To a what?
12.
That meets my AC.
Still grappled then. Give me well, I think
You say
that's-
acrobatics?
no, I think that's against your AC regardless.
Oh, okay. Rip.
Okay, so you are effectively grappled.
What a dick. Unhand me, sir!
Top of the round,
Oh.
Clara, you are up.
She looks toward the archer who went behind the bar and she says, "Don't you take my apple cider."
Did you say applesauce?
I
Apple
think
cider.
Okay.
I think we found Clara's priorities.
She will move there, jumping over the bar, and from there she will use the longbow to attack Fate's opponent because he looks a little wounded.
Okay, so you are going behind the bar next to the other archer.
Yeah, right where it is.
Okay.
That's an 11.
11 does not hit, unfortunately. As you get up from the ground, which actually, hold that thought. Let's see your movement from there real quick. You have 30 movement speed, right?
Yeah.
You would not be able to make it behind the bar. It takes you
Alright.
half a movement to get up from being prone.
How about this? That work? I'll still take the shot regardless.
Yeah, it still misses at that point, anyway. So as you get up from the floor and begin to move over towards the counter, to trying get behind it for better cover, you knock an arrow and launch it towards the boarded up entrance. And before the guy even notices it, it just hits the door that has been latched recently. That is a miss.
And that'll end my turn.
All right, Faith, you are up.
All right. So now that he's bashed me in the face with his axe, she wipes some of the muck off of her face from the hit. Oh, you're gonna need a much bigger weapon than that. As she gets a smile across her face as she tries to gut him again.
Got him with your fist?
Yeah. Well, she
Alright, well,
probably
by the way-
left her bag and the weaponry at the table, just jumping up, so.
Okay, go ahead and roll to attack.
So she reaches in for an unarmed attack for 17. 5 more
5
damage.
bludgeoning damage. Okay, the first strike upon wiping the muck off your face, you begin to get that frenzied look into your eyes. The thing you've been clamoring for recently. It's been a long journey for you recently, and despite how tired you are, you were definitely ready for some action. As you slam your fist right into his abdomen, a large exertion of air once again as spittle begins to speckle against both the floor and your shoulder. He's looking pretty rough.
Let's see. Can I do? Oh no, I can split that up. So I am going to use my first key point to use my flurry of blows, so that I can attack 2 more times as my bonus action. And so then I'm gonna, after he got hit the first time, I'm gonna go for a knee to the face to hopefully knock him out.
Are you going to knock him out?
Yeah, I'm not trying to murder him still yet, even though he's disturbed my peace.
Understood. Okay, 13 does not hit, unfortunately.
Well, good thing I used flurry of blows.
Yes.
For a 18 that
18
time.
does. And 7 HP will definitely do. You had 6 HP left. So as you try to upper knee him to his face, you manage to, in your excitement, you kind of missed. You're like, oh, okay, well, let's do this again. And the second time, bam! As he's propelled to the floor and knocked back, and he is now unconscious.
From that, I am then gonna move, since I still have my movement.
You do.
I move at 45. So then I can get to about there. Wait, did I mark it right? 45 there, okay.
45?
Thank you. Yeah, 45 is what my sheet says.
How do you have 45 moves?
5 from being Wood Elf, and then 10 from Martial Artist level 2.
Right.
Or Martial Artist fucking Monk.
Right. Forget Monk's movement. All right. That's all you're able to do, I believe.
Yep, bonus action has been taken, key point has been spent, and
all right.
We're good.
The red-haired individual begins to look around at some of the chaos and begins to disperse. I said, get this under control, man! As he is going to begin moving back away from you, seeing what you're capable of doing at close range, as he is going to jump onto the table itself, and he's going to fire in. That is an 18 to hit.
18 will hit.
Okay. A short bow. Ooh, good damage. That's going to be 8 damage to you.
Oh, that takes me down.
Oh, okay, well. At that, he begins to knock an arrow, and it launches right into Faith as she's moving towards the edge of the counter, and it pegs her to the side, and she kind of hits the ground running, literally. All right. He begins to smile. Oh, I get the rest of them! Okay, next is the Gnome Maid. Let's see. Okay, yeah, he is going to... he's going to move. You want to get that tackle opportunity? Go for it. $14 will definitely hit. 7 damage. Good roll. Okay. As he begins to move back, you take your swipe with your rapier and you jam it into him as he begins to retreat behind. As it looks to hit him pretty good, you see blood kind of speckle onto the floor. As he begins to move over here, as he is once again going to use an Eldritch Blast on. It is a 12 to hit.
Miss.
Okay. Once again, he kind of pushes the purple beam towards you. As it aims to your foot, you just lift your leg up, and right where your foot was is now a black, charred hole. All right. Next up is the Dragonborn. as he is going to again take another swipe at Briar at disadvantage from that dodge action. That's 11. That's 8. So that's 6. My bad. So it's going to be an 8. So that will definitely miss. He takes the battle axe. He swings down, and as you in your defensive stance, you definitely kind of grab onto the hilt of the axe, and the other side of his arm. You kind of move to his right as he moves to your left as the axe cleaves through the seat you were sitting in. It snaps, breaks, and pops and falls underneath. That's going to end his turn. Furion, you're up next. You're not grappled, by the way. That was my bad. It's going against acrobatics or athletics, and I had to roll. So she is not grappled. He is not grappled.
Okay. So now he's really irritated. And he's going to use Witch Bolt on the guy next to him.
Okay, that'll be a disadvantage.
Yeah, I know.
Okay. Do you remember how to roll disadvantage in this?
Oh wait, I can't use cast, right?
I actually do not think Witch Bolt is actually in this system. So you actually need
Right.
to literally roll a d20 with disadvantage plus your whatever.
And no, I don't know what is it just dis afterwards, or is it like I know the thing for the previous bot, but I don't know how Avrave wants it. Weird. It sounds weird, but whatever.
Be like that. The number's not replaced with the number that you were plussing.
No, so it's just regular R for a regular roll.
I believe so.
I'd say shouldn't it just be slash or R2d20 dash or dish?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you need the 2 for the disadvantage.
Probably yeah.
So 2d20.
Sorry, folks, getting used to this news thing.
Yeah, we're not used to using this bot for rolling.
What are you trying to roll?
Disadvantage
Witch
D20.
Bolt plus 5.
Okay.
Wait, what's the
Oh, my broken.
I mean, the old bot's still in here if you want to do the
It
old
is
roll.
too. You can use the old bot as well if you'd like to.
Yeah, dash B is for the
Bonus to
bonus
damage.
space, the
Bonus,
number, or the die for the roll.
What? Oh my god, I'm just doing it with the old
Yeah, just do the old bot.
That's fine. That's fine. Do what you gotta do. Do what you gotta do, but hurry in doing it.
Oh my god, I know, I'm sorry!
Stop talking, we're typing.
How do you not remember slash R space 2d20s KH1?
Don't talk to her. It's
KL1.
gonna confuse her more.
I suddenly forgot if it's what the fucking letters are.
KL1.
KL1, thank you, holy shit.
Jesus Christ.
Like, shut up, you're making me feel pressure. Oh my fucking god!
Ow.
It wasn't natural 20, but
I
nope.
knew it! But that's what he wanted to do!
Alright.
Oh, I was gonna cry.
Pryor's right.
It took
This
so
is
long,
because
yeah.
you took so long.
Thank you, Hesper. Alright, as you begin to focus your Eldritch essence with, as you begin to push out, your eyes kind of flare white, then cascade to a purplish kind of flare. As your hands turn black, your 2 fingers now point out towards the individual in front of you. As you begin to coalesce with the Eldritch energy within you, as you go to fire, the guy just pretty much just bats your finger away as it disperses up to the ceiling, and the shadows begin to coalesce and then disperse immediately. Go ahead and take the spell slot off your character
I
sheet too, by the way.
did.
Thank you very much. What else you like to do? It's still your turn. Bonus action to cry.
He wouldn't, but more like bonus action to sneer at him. But no, he's not gonna move because he doesn't want to take an attack opportunity.
Understood. Zalgus, you're up.
I'm gonna run up to my gnomish friend and stabby stab.
Okay, go for it. Once with the rapier,
17.
7 hits, definitely.
And now the short sword.
Go for it.
Not
definitely.
20.
Not
Oh,
nat
20 total. Never mind.
Yeah, but no, that'll do it right there. 9 damage to him. That mage is down. As you begin to leap towards him, you begin to catch up, and as you get about a few steps away from you, jump into it. Both blades out, and leering into him goes right into underneath where his throat is. As it stabs and plunges into him, the blood spatters against you in the floor, and he falls down dead.
That's good. You'll see your friends in hell soon enough.
Okay, what else are you doing? That was your action, bonus action.
I'm gonna shout out to everyone. Hey, can somebody keep at least one of these guys somewhat alive? I got a couple of questions for them.
All right, Briar.
You just said my name and cut out.
I said, Briar, you are up.
The "you are up" did not come through.
My apologies.
All right, Briar. I'm waiting.
Go, Briar, go! Go, Briar!
Can I, aesthetically hop on this table without leaving his 5-foot ring?
You can get on the edge of it, yeah.
After dodging his last attack, she just is also kind of scowling at him. She mumbles under her breath, "Put my damn backpack on the table," and still, she hops up on the table. At the better vantage point, against her better judgment, she will see the downed person and cast Healing Word.
All right.
I'm going to roll the old way since it does not add my life proficiency in.
That's fine. Whatever
Is
you
that
gotta do.
all right?
And that's I assume I'm making an assumption. The down person referring to is Faith, right?
Yes.
Okay, just making sure. I mean, as comical as it would be to resuscitate someone that Zalgus just took out. Nice roll. Okay, so Faith, as soon as you go down, Briar leaps up onto the table, still in range of her attacker, as she channels energies. As you begin to feel a small hand on your back, as it begins to grab onto your shirt and just leer you back up, as you're now back on your feet and you have 9 HP restored to you.
I'm ending my turn on top of the table.
She is. Faith is confused.
For you, nothing is like a light touch. It's literally all in. Okay. And we're going to get back to our punchy friend over here next to the car. She is going to swerve around, and she is going to attack twice to use the car. One to hit. That is a 15 to hit. Is that car right?
Yeah, it hits.
Okay, sorry, I didn't hear you there. Alright, let's get that rolled real quick. That's 5 damage to you, bludgeoning, and the second is a 7.
Natural 7?
Yeah, natural 5.
Oh.
But,
She didn't take my intimidation to heart, even though it was 24. I feel hurt.
Oh no, I gave her disadvantage on the attack.
Oh wait, so I don't get hit.
No, you got hit from the first one. The first one I rolled a natural 19 and a natural 16. That was my
Okay.
Second one I rolled a natural 15 and a natural 5.
Okay. All right.
Okay, and she is it's gonna be your turn there. So we get our bow person. He's gonna continue shooting after Clara. So I'm gonna roll to hit. So that hand crossbow has a natural 20. Okay, so that's gonna be rolling that. That's 2. That's All right, Clara, you're taking 15 points of piercing damage from that hand crossbow.
Wow.
Ouch.
Yeah, I rolled literally two 6. All right. So as the archer kind of leers back, begins to kind of focus his resolve as he shoots the hand crossbow, as the arrow flies true right to you, and it gets stuck right into your arm that you're using to wield your bow. As you snap it off and toss the remnants to the ground, that really. That is going to end his turn. Okay, he's dead, so no more on his turn. Old man is up next. He's going to continue moving to the door. It's about. He kind of looks to Zalgus, kind of frantically. You're not one of them, are you?
No, but these guys have been causing me problems. You're not one of them, are you?
He shakes his head. They're after you, then.
I don't know, but at the same time, I kind of recognize these cloaks, and if they're who I think they are, they're bad news.
You see some confusion on his eyes. He kind of looks around. That's all he's going to do. Keep his pins it back. It is Bowman's up next. Okay. He's going to fire over it, seeing his friend go down. So, no, it's Akari. Zalgus, my bad. A natural 3. So that's 2.
Nope.
Yep. As the arrow sears forward, as you're talking, you just instinctively dodge. The arrow just kind of goes over your head and hits the wall in the background. The old man just kind of like, no big deal. As this guy is going to move further down here, seeing Clara's approaching, he's going to go. Zakara, you're up.
Alright, seeing how this Dumby just hit me, even though I told her that you'd be spared if you just left, I'm gonna hit her upside the head with my war pick again.
Alright, go for it.
Please don't miss.
Please don't miss.
15
15 hits.
for 7 damage.
Very nice. It's 7 HP left, so that's it for her.
Fool. And then I look to the archer over there, who I'm going to, after seeing him, kind of just snipe this child. Like, are you kidding me? As he's going to walk all up in his grill.
All right. Any bonus action you want to use?
No, I don't have a bonus action to use.
All right, gotcha. As you begin to dodge and whip around the woman's fist, you then take your own war pick and then kind of slash across her abdomen as it tears into her unarmored tunic. As it begins to slash through, you can see blood kind of filtering out, and she just kind of looks to you, deadpan, and she just falls to the ground to her knees and then slops onto her side. As you move on to the next potential target.
Yep.
Okay. Next is the person next to Firion over there. Seeing that the excellent attempt at Witch Bolt being cast, he's going to attack you with the quarters.
He's gonna bop me.
Bop you, yes. But I rolled a natural 9. That's a natural 13. That's a 13.
Hits.
Okay. That is not versatile, so it's going to be 5 damage.
Just got 5 damage from an old man with a quarterstaff?
Yeah. No, it's not really an old man.
Calling him an old man.
Well, it's 5 bludgeoning damage to you. As he takes the horse and just whops you right into the center of your head, like your temple. You just kind of like look to him like, really?
He would actually say that.
I'm sure. Okay, and that's going to be it for his turn. Clara, you're up.
She's clenching her arm in pain as she walks behind the bar with the blood trailing behind her. She gets about right here, and she looks around and she sees the leader sitting on top of the table with the bow and arrow, and she's like, "You really talk too much. I'm tired of listening to your face." And she attacks the leader there.
Okay, roll to hit. Nine does not hit, unfortunately.
That would have been a good damage roll too.
All right. Bonus action. She's gonna not action surge. She's gonna second wind.
Okay, go ahead and roll a d10 plus 2. Nine HP restored to you. Good. As the arrow whiffs past the leader, he begins to look. Can't talk. He begins to look towards you as you recalibrate yourself and restore your own life. As you're no longer in the red, at least.
It's called adrenaline.
Very much so. Okay, what else are we doing? He still has movement if you want.
Can she go prone? Or
Yeah.
that's bonus action. Oh yeah, she's prone. Yeah, she's prone behind the.
All right, so that pretty much puts you in full cover for anyone outside the camp. All right, Faith, you're up.
All right, so when Faith got healed from Briar a minute ago, you said it put her back on her feet.
Yes, you're back on your feet.
So, did she actually lose consciousness when she went down?
When you went down?
Yeah.
Like briefly, you were down for like 2 seconds.
Just trying to realize what happened in general.
Yeah, no, you were dying. Like you were bleeding out, and then your wounds closed up. You see some of your blood on the floor, but you're just like, ugh, and you're back on your feet.
From the strange sensation that just happened, she quickly shakes her head.
You know who healed you, by the way.
Yeah, but it's still a weird thing because Faith isn't necessarily used to that. But then she still sees the person who shot her standing on the table with whatever mocking stare he's got. And she gets really angry again. It's like, oh, you son of a bitch. As she's gonna rush him. And start knocking some sense into him.
Okay, go ahead.
So she swings for a 9 as a first hit, which is probably going to miss. You may have disconnected again because you haven't said anything.
No, I said that definitely does not hit.
You hadn't said anything.
Oh, sorry.
Okay. And then she's gonna flurry of blows again to
Go for it.
make 2 more attacks against him for a
24
24
definitely hit.
for 7 damage.
All right.
And 10 probably won't hit either.
Nope, 10 does not hit, unfortunately.
I'll mark my flurry off.
Okay, in your anger, you kind of stomp onto the ground. You kind of pull yourself back up. Regarding the Briar healed you, as you kind of look towards the target that put you down in the first place, as you run and kind of parkour off the seat and jump onto the table. As your fist slams down, he dodges the first blow. As you kind of break through some of the planks of the table. And as you look up to him, you meet his eyes. As you did an uppercut, going right towards his chin, as it does deck him. Then he gets knocked back against the actual edge of the wall, As he begins to orient himself, he tries to do a roundhouse kick as he kind of catches it and kind of deflects it off with his bow. What else are you doing?
I've used both action and bonus action, so I believe I'm complete outside of taunting him.
All right. Well, it's his turn next. As he throws his bow to the, he's going to pull out a rapier himself. All right, lady, you want to dance?
Oh, you're already the one dancing.
Let's see, keep up then. Gonna roll to hit.
Maybe we should turn this into a waltz.
That is a 16.
16 will miss.
Okay. As the first hit kind of lunges forward, you kind of in your monk instinct, you kind of dodge off to the side. It kind of whiffs right past your stomach, tearing through a slight bit of your clothing, but not enough really to do it. As you just kind of look him in the eyes, you smile.
What part of clothing did he rip?
Like the very, very nicking the very bottom part of your torso outfit.
I really like this shirt.
All right. He's going. That's all he's going to do. Okay, that guy is dead. The Dragonborn is up next. As seeing he's not really getting anywhere with Briar, he's going to take a few steps back. If you want to get that attack opportunity, you may, Briar.
Sure.
You never know.
Is it not attack?
There it goes.
Oh, slow.
Oh, sure.
Oh my god.
Bitch smack of justice.
Natural 20. That sure just clocked this guy.
He turned at the wrong time.
All right, as he kind of just steps back, you're pretty confident you're not going to do anything. You just kind of like, oh no, you don't. Take out the waist mace and just kind of
Pistol.
like a pistol with action, just clock. As you bend part of the scales on the top of his head as he just kind of like looks to you, shakes his head like out of shock. Definitely felt that. He's going to flee.
Yeah, that's right.
Make a donation next time, bitch.
He is going to use a dash action to get over here next to Zalgus and the old. And that's going to end his turn. Furion, you're up.
Sorry.
Don't die, really.
No, I was just say Feared probably would have seen that and actually found that quite. Well, he'd look between the guy that's still in front of him, and then look back over to where this crazy woman just leapt onto the table to
Crazy is
deck
right.
that guy. I guess he's like, fuck this. He's going to Eldritch Blast the guy on the table.
All right, go ahead and roll Eldritch Blast. You'll need to actually roll like actual old style because Eldritch Blast is not in the system from Warlocks.
It's not? Wasn't I using it before?
Is it? Well, try it. I think it
So
might
how
be.
would Eldritch Blast not be in this system, considering it's basic PHB?
Oh, so yeah, we're good. Yeah, 22 definitely hit.
Yeah, fuck you.
All right. As you kind of look to the target in front of you and just kind of glance off to the side, and you look back to the target in front of you, without even regarding the target you're firing towards, you keep looking in an eye, you pull up your hand, and then blast off to the side. It propels and then strikes the guy as he's trying to thrust his rapier out towards Faith. And as it strikes him, the rapier misses. Perhaps that's why it missed. And he's not looking that good, actually.
That's it. I'm just gonna stay there and grin at the guy in front of me.
All right. Figuring the smug smartassness going on. Zalgus, you're up next.
So there's this big guy standing in front of me, right?
Yeah. He's like, you're not going nowhere.
After do like a huge lump on the side of his head.
From the cleric.
Hi! Stab, stab.
Okay, go for it.
Almost like stabbing.
That hit.
10 actually hits.
Okay, 8 damage.
Okay.
Nine.
9 does not.
Oh.
Technically, he's a barbarian and has no armor and nothing on, so, but 8 damage, so
Okay.
still nothing to sneeze at.
No, not at all. And after seeing that, I'm like, oh. You're gonna get pissed, aren't you?
He just kind of nods to you. Mm-hmm.
I look over to the old guy, who, again, I don't know his name at the moment. This would be your cue to run.
Kind of nods. Yeah. Okay, so as you begin to jab both your weapons into the large dragonborn, they begin to pierce through the bits of armor you can actually glimpse through, and you see the blood kind of poke out, but it doesn't really phase him. He looks like he's getting angrier. You're not moving at all?
Well, I still have movement. Can I 5-foot step away?
There's
or
no such thing as a 5-foot step in fight.
Right. Good point. Never mind. I know if I try to get away, he will attack. So
Remember, you have your cunning action, which is different than bonus action.
Cunning
I
action is
tried.
a bonus
Well,
action.
I did try doing cunning action earlier, and I was told that didn't count.
Cunning action is a bonus action.
Oh, does it just let you use your bonus action for those things?
Yeah,
Oh, okay, I'm sorry, my bad.
I know. We were trying to clarify that earlier, but well, this is gonna suck. I'm just standing there accepting that this is gonna hurt.
He just nods to you. Mm-hmm. All
He
right,
can't talk because he has that bump on his head.
Briar, you're up. After laying the smack down on the dragon, what do you do?
I am going to hop down off the table and move my 30 feet.
Fuck Sakar, he needs him.
He left me first. He can deal with himself.
You can handle yourself, and you did.
I'm going to cast Toll the Dead on the giant guy who's pissed me off now.
All right.
I need
So
a wisdom
wisdom
saving
save,
throw, please. Yes.
That's a negative. That's a 0.
That's his...
I rolled a natural 2.
That one.
Take 11
That's
damage.
the highest it's ever been.
Wow! Briar is
Eric is
pissed
just
at
owning
this
this
guy?
guy.
That's the highest it's ever been. That's the...
I rolled a 12 in our session, remember?
Did you?
That's right.
Surrounded
Okay.
by so many ones.
The cleric, like a Cirque du Soleil, dancer, just nimbly leaps off the table. Her footsteps just kind of clattering onto the old wooden floorboards as she daintily walks over to the next table, kind of her hand lifting up as you hear bells begin to chime. Gong! Right above the Dragonborn's head, as you begin to see the blood begin to filter out of his ears like an aneurysm. He kind of holds on to it, shaking. As he looks back to the cleric, fear in his eyes.
I look back to said cleric. Thank you.
He could have ruined my dress with that two-handed axe.
Oh, don't worry. I'll ruin his brain with my rapier and short sword.
All right.
Actually going to use my bonus action to cast Shield of Faith on Zalgus.
Shield of Faith. Remind me what that does again?
Plus 2 AC, concentration, 10 minutes.
Ah. Excellent.
Yay.
You have plus 2 to AC now, Zag. Very good. Go ahead and delete those spell slots from your sheet, please. After that, moving on. All right, it's going to be the hand crossbow wielder next to now Sakari. As he kind of looks to Clara as she disappears behind the counter, he looks to his new target, which has now approached him. Eyes almost deadpan as Sakari looks to this new individual.
How short is this man? How short?
It's your height, so pretty short.
Oh, that's fair.
As he drops the hand crossbow and pulls back out the scimitar in which he was wielding before, he just kind of looks to you. Put down your weapon.
I glare at him. I eye him down.
Alright, he's going to attack with that scimitar then. That is a natural 5. Okay, that is a 8.
No.
Okay. As he slashes downward, you just kind of, in your deathpan look, just kind of swerve off to the side. It kind of goes diagonally down across. Doesn't even glance you. Your eye still locked and focused on him. He's beginning to look a little bit nervous.
Fario, drop yours.
That's all he's going to do. Is the old man up next? So he looks to Zalgus, looks back to Briar, and looks to the Dragonborn in front of him. He kind of, like, looking, like, pleadingly at both of you. Like, what is he supposed to do next?
I just look at him again. I would look for a table to hide behind.
He's kind of nod. So instead of going for the door, he goes back behind you and dives underneath the table. So he'll be considered prone there, and now we're doing a hide check for it. It doesn't matter. That's natural 2. So yeah, they don't fucking see him.
I just go and look and go, okay, maybe not that one, but whatever.
All right. It's going to be the archer behind the counter next to Clara up next. As seeing that he has a guest over here at the counter, he's going to turn his attention towards her and fire his bow. It's a disadvantage.
She's prone.
15 is a natural 20. So 15 is what it is. It's going to be a 7.
Yep, that is a hit.
Okay. Well, at least with an natural 20. That's going to be 5 piercing damage to you. As researching his target, he begins to look down towards Clara, the little girl, a bit confused as to why the little girl is in a. Regardless, shakes his head and knocks the arrow and plunges the arrow as it sinks into your leg. You immediately break it off at the last and kind of throw the remiss to the ground as you look to your new potential target, maybe friend. I will go ahead and update your dot because you were not doing that. All right. Sakara, you're up.
Getting slapped upside the head with my war pick.
Okay, go for it.
This is the one that I missed, right?
Probably.
Yeah.
You're gonna jinx it, you know that, right?
I'm working up this like negative karma, so it has to balance itself out somehow.
We have Zalgus here. We have enough of that.
Nope, I hit for 5 damage.
But you got the 1 damage.
Yeah.
Okay, 19 definitely hits. That's 5 damage.
Yep.
Okay. So as you take the war pick, still deadpan face, just kind of slash downwards. He begins to latch into the side. It kind of looks to you.
Sorry, it got stuck.
His teeth grit as he takes the pain and kind of looks to you. He's seething, his eyes glaring and narrowing. What else are you doing?
I tell him, no matter what you think, I for one do not care. You're dying here today. As I'll end my turn.
Understood. Alright, it's going to be Furion's friend next. As,
Has he taken any...
Sorry?
Has he taken any damage yet?
As one next to Furion?
Yeah.
He's going to use Toll the Dead on Furion. I need you to make a wisdom saving.
Really?
Oh, Lord.
This guy.
This fucking guy.
It's a cleric.
That's my spell? How dare he?
Oh, wow. I do not want to impede on the cleric's wrath.
13.
Yeah, no, that hits you. D12, you're hurt.
Just told the dead save is higher than mine. I'm sad.
It's technically 14. But anyways, it deals 3 damage to you. 3 necrotic damage. As right next to you, as you're not even your eyes aren't even diminishing from him, he begins to clench his fist as a familiar bell sound above you, gong, as you kind of hear it as it resonates in your entire being in your head, as you kind of shake past it and you stand back up. Top of the round, Clara, you're up.
She stands up, grasps at her ankle. Oh my god, this really hurts. And then she looks toward the range. Fine, I'll kill you. And she will attack the one by the bar. Just to be clear, he's not prone or anything, right? He's just standing.
No, he's not prone.
Yeah, I'm gonna attack.
Go for it.
Shitty rolls.
11 hits, so. He's 11 AC. So 7 damage.
Yep.
Alright. Anything else you're doing?
I think I'm gonna move here. Not on my turn.
Okay. Clara stands back up. All of you hear the groaning of this little girl as she seems pretty wounded. She knocks on the arrow, launches it into the guy behind the counter. As it pegs him right into the shoulder, you hear, "Ugh!" As she begins to retreat past the counter. Faith, you're up.
Alright. Dancing with you has been fun, but it's time for you to go down. So, she
You
is
can go down on me later if you like, as he winks.
Oh, you're sweet. She swings for 14.
That hits.
It's 4 damage, or it's 6 damage. I'm sorry.
6. Ooh. Almost.
As then she uses her bonus action to combo with the first swing
Go for it.
for a 24.
Yeah, that's
7
definitely-
damage. I feel like that was an axe kick to the face.
All right, and as the comments aside, you first kind of kick him right in the groin, as you go, "Oh, maybe." As at that first hit, he begins to kind of kneel down. As you kind of look to him, you smile as you take it, and then you crunch right back into the same spot you hit before. As he kind of rolls off the table, holding on to it until he gives out. And
I did. No, I am. Since you used the death icon on there, I did mention earlier that I was actually not murdering people in this case.
You didn't specify on him. Sorry.
Okay, so just unbearable pain to the point that he passes out.
Pretty much.
Like,
So pretty much unconsciousness by snooze.
okay.
All right.
I had made that known before we started this encounter, regardless. So then I still have movement. So if I glance around, I can tell that he is already feeling bad, but this guy is pretty much standing at attention.
Pretty much in multiple ways.
Yeah. So she's gonna creep up behind the big dude that doesn't know much.
Well, not really creep, but you definitely jump off the table, make a loud sound, and you walk up to him, tapping on the shoulder.
Yeah. Or just stand behind him, looking menacing at him.
Okay, menacing it is.
Like, you can see the fire in her eyes just staring at this dude.
This perfect gif.
I'm waiting for the guy to turn
Dragonborn.
around and be surprised.
Right. Dragonborn's first going to take his bonus action in rage. As with the battle axe begins to roar out, as it begins to resonate across the wooded walls, and the chandelier above begins to swing from the sound. As he looks to Zalgus, now rage in his eyes, and he looks back to Briar, fear in his. as he's going to attack relentlessly onto Zalgus.
Ah!
Make this a regular thing, but I'm not like
Natural
to see the
15 or
dream chat
natural
with this
20?
GIF.
That's a crit.
Oh shit.
Let's see, you got that at D8.
Bye, Zalgus.
That is 18 slashing damage.
Damn!
Wow.
Okay, I'm already in the red. That's a...
Yeah. I got a natural 5 on rage, added +1 damage. No, sorry, natural rage. I should add 3 damage.
What was the first roll to hit?
The first roll was a 15, second roll is a 20 natural.
What's his modifier?
His modifier to hit is +1 for that. It'd be a 21 naturally. Not naturally, but 21 total.
Well, to use the bonus AC, wouldn't the 15 plus 1 miss then?
He attacked relentlessly, so he has advantage.
Oh, sorry, I thought that was 2 hits.
Yeah, no. So as the battle axe rears into you, just kind of slashes across your torso down to your upper left part of your left, and it just rends. As you're now crippled down to one knee, as you kind of raise yourself back up, eyes barely opening. You're barely standing. He kind of smiles too. It's his turn. Alright, Furion, you're next.
This fucker.
That fucker.
I don't care. He's gonna try to Eldritch Blast even with disadvantage.
You can always take a step back if you'd like to.
I thought I couldn't do that. I'd take attack of opportunity.
You would, yes.
You know what? Fuck that.
If he moves up, couldn't you be flanking?
Yeah, with melee attacks, not range.
Show him them fisticuffs. Put your dukes up, tall boy.
What do you want to do, Furion?
Technically, he's flanked.
He's gonna take a step back.
Okay. So, you can do that attack opportunity roll. That's natural 3, so it misses.
Okay. Then he's gonna Eldritch Blast his face.
Go for it. You need natural fast roll. This is going to be really interesting with this hit.
You know what Furion will likely do.
Don't pop up.
Oh,
20,
I'm sorry.
22 hits.
I'm sorry, Faith.
not for much, but it hit.
He's gonna push this guy away.
I'm sorry, Faith.
Oh, you have the invocation that pushes people.
Yeah.
I'm also gonna interrupt for a second and say thank you to Hugo for donating the first ever bits to the channel. I need to add notifications.
Yay!
I didn't add it to the scene because I wasn't sure how this was going to go yet.
As you take a few steps back, he lunges forward with his quarterstaff as you just kind of just casually walk away. But at that point, Faith kind of taps on the shoulder and he's too distracted enough to... And as he looks to look at Faith, she just kind of like twiddles her fingers and waves at him as the Eldritch Blast strikes him in his back as it pushes him into Faith and knocks Faith to the ground. So Faith, you're prone. Furion, give me just a 1d4 roll.
Just a 1d4.
Just 1d4.
Her eyes go wide, or Faith's eyes go wide as he's being knocked into her.
Okay. Faith, you take 1 bludgeoning damage.
Furion would just shrug at you
Just from the impact.
and say, "Whoops."
As the man is just kind of gets pushed right into your torso as you kind of like flip like a not intentional backflip as you hit the ground in your butt, taking a look. The guy is now behind you, and he's definitely hurting. Okay, Fury, what else are you doing? You just got movement available. Bonus.
Yeah, I'm gonna move to like here.
Okay, just kind of playfully looking at Faith, just kind of shrugs like, "Hey, you're there." All right, Zalgus, you're up.
I just look up. I return the smile. I'm gonna stab this guy some more.
All right, just both attacks, just one.
Zolgus is channeling
Oh, both of them.
the inner murder hobo.
And because of the attack that you just mentioned, both my attacks are at advantage, correct?
You attack.
Yup.
You hit first.
Nine to hit.
The first one misses.
How about that one?
Yeah, that definitely hits. But I just love that you had like natural ones on both of them.
God damn, I noticed.
Saved.
All right. 12 damage. You get 12 HP left. So
Yes!
all right. So as you kind of smile back up to him, kind of putting your hands on your knees, kind of lift yourself back up, rapier in one hand, short sword in the other one, bleeding proof. You just do not stay down. As you then kind of take a deep breath and you plunge into him, launching your rapier towards his torso, as it kind of just hits his meaty chest, hits the scales, kind of deflects off. But you use that inertia to then plunge the short sword into him. As your body kind of tilts into his, as you kind of like smile wider, as you then ring it up, cleaving right through his shoulder towards the right part of his neck, as he then falls to the ground, blood spewing outwards.
If you're gonna try to split him in half, guy, do it the first time around. Don't just smile about it afterwards.
Stop moving it out before you like.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and basically limp my way over to Brian.
You don't know me.
Hi. Can you do anything about this? As I point to my knee.
Gaping wound.
It's the Dungeons and Dragons talk for heal please.
Heal me. I need healing.
What's
Speaking
the
of-
Dungeons and Dragons talk for? I only have one spell slot left, and I don't know if I want to use it on you.
Speaking of, Briar, it's your turn.
Nice job taking him down. That does not look very good.
Oh, it doesn't feel good either. No. Ow.
With a slight sideward glance towards the injured child, I will cast Healing Touch, or what's it called?
Cure wounds?
Cure wounds, yes.
Okay. Child dying off in the corner. Okay.
Well, you got to me first, so
All right. So that's 11 HP heal.
Is it adding in the other points from your
Yeah.
domain?
Yeah, I figured it out.
Oh.
As
How?
Zalgus is brought back from the brink of death thanks to Briar kind of praying and putting her hand onto it, as you're now rejuvenated. All right.
That should help your knee.
I think. Did it?
Feels much better. Thank you.
Should we go to the south, or... She points towards the child.
Oh, let's see. I know exactly what I can do in this situation. Give me a quick second.
So your turn, Briar.
Ray, can I see this person?
Yeah,
sure.
he is standing up. He technically is half covered. But
Okay, I'm
you
gonna
see
use
him
it.
just shoot Clara.
I'm going to use my movement to get here, and since that was a bonus action, Wait, no, it wasn't. Never mind. I'll stop here. It's healing
Okay.
where this is about.
Understood. Okay. So it's going to be Zakari's new friend over here. As he's going to take the scimitar, and he is going to... well, he sees Klar over there, but he's not having much luck with Zakari over here. He's going to disengage and move towards Klar over here. So that's going to be his... Okay, it's going to be the old man again. Hard check. That's a natural one. Okay, don't... Okay, it's going to be the archer as he looks and sees Briar now heading to him. He's seeing that the area is kind of starting to thin out from his people. Is not. He is going to move over the counter as a bonus action, kind of parkouring over. He's going to make his way over towards the exit. Get about right there. He's going to take a shot at Briar. A natural 8. That's a natural 5. Sorry, that's a 8. Not
I deflect it with my shield.
that you do. As the arrow whistles out, you take the shield and just kind of bash it to the side. You kind of look to him, and that's going to end his turn. Zakari,
Could have ripped my outfit.
All right. As I'm moving over back to him, I'm going to cast Eldritch Blast around here. So
at the floor.
No.
Oh, okay.
I will cast it from here at him.
Gotcha. Go ahead and roll it.
Like, don't you run away from me. Don't you? All right, I'm gonna try what Esper did. So, cast.
Make sure you don't use negative for the number because it was just for me because it was healing.
Oh.
You beat
So I
D space whatever your plus your damage is.
Oh, so I don't need to add a plus, or do I have to add a plus?
You don't need
No,
that.
no. Just for me, like if you're adding 3, just take away my -3. Like just have 3.
Okay.
But yours is 4, right? So
Wow.
Fuck.
How dare
Jesus
you attack a
Christmas.
child? Scum. That's what you are.
How much damage was that?
16, it says.
16 damage.
HP left.
Wow.
The whole blasted clear thing.
He was literally like one of the few targets that actually had a lot of HP in this thing. That just went from green to red.
Jesus.
Evil
Red.
lurks. I must destroy.
As Zakari just kind of like walks slowly towards the target and Clara, Terminator style, and the weapon goes up as the purple energy begins to manifest in the blade, or the pick, I should say, and it just lurches out and just pegs this guy right into his back as it goes right. And now you can see clear almost as the blood drips down between the opening of the orifice to the ground. You can also see that they have clams on sale here through the hole.
Oh wait, the sale was today. I gotta go, guys. See ya. Sale.
All right,
Look,
you
One Punch
saw
Man.
movement. You saw bonus action. You want
I'm
to
going to move over his body. I can get.
teabagging is a bonus action.
No, I'm not going to. No.
Okay.
No. I'm gonna get to his side,
Understood.
and that will. Bonus action. That'll end my turn.
All right. Also now is Furian's friend, who after being blasted back is kind of like shaking his head and looking at what the hell's going on around here. And then seeing that it's not going too well, he is going to disengage and head towards the window over and unlatch it. That's going to be all his move, though. Looks like he's trying to escape. Clara, you're up. New top of the round.
Her bow kind of droops down and her head cocks sideways with her mouth kind of opening and says to Zenkari, "Thank
Zenkari.
you,
He smiles
thank you."
like very like. Oh, thanks.
He goes from fucking demonic to fucking childish all of a sudden out of left fucking field. That fucking wistful
Clara.
laugh of that.
Thanks.
Oh, thanks.
All right, Clara, what are you doing?
Good God.
Clara jumps up on the bar and sees the guy trying to escape at the window. And she's going to attack with the longbow, screaming out, "Come back! I want to shoot something ugly."
Okay, go ahead and shoot.
Ah, damn it.
The Q fucked it up.
Longbow
14.
I don't know who you, but I'd like a long book.
Come on, Bo.
hits.
Would you rather have
9
a
damage.
Mozambique?
No, it has to be a long book. They taste better.
Such fine wood.
Okay.
Made of-
As you jump on top of the bar and knock your arrow out towards the escaping cleric off in the distance, you loose the arrow as it whistles through the air and then pegs him right into his shoulder as he unlatches. What else are you doing?
How's he looking?
He's looking pretty beat up. Not on death's door, but definitely.
I'm going to do an action surge and attack him again.
Oh, okay. Go ahead and roll to attack.
Holy shit, all these bits.
$18 definitely hits, but you rolled a 1, so that's 4 damage. Okay, after that attack, he is definitely not looking too well. As you refresh yourself, revitalize yourself, kind of uplifting to where you can still move. As your body gets faster, you then knock another arrow quickly and launch it as it pegs him right into his other shoulder as he begins to kind of lean out the window from the impact. He is not looking good.
And from there, I'm going to hop down and get right here and go prone, I guess, behind the counter.
All right, sure thing, can do. As you drop down and now take full cover behind you feel safe and secure, knowing that no one probably yet. Faith, you're up.
Before we get started again, I'm going to thank everybody still for giving all these random bits.
Yeah,
Hidden Pike
bits.
Truck with 10, Hugo with another 5, and then Esper with another 10. This is craziness. We do not deserve bits in here. But I thank you anyway.
You deserve every bit.
I'll show you a bit.
So,
Oh, no.
Faith is going to stand up, and still somewhat shocked that all of a sudden the dude just ran her over.
Okay.
Seeing him at the window, and realizing that she's not going to have enough time before he dashes out, she's going to throw a dart at him. For a 22 to hit.
8 damage.
Max damage,
He
too.
had 6 HP left.
That probably hit him in the back of the head.
Yeah. As he starts leaning at the window, taking a shot, 2 consecutive shots from Clara, the dart then hits him like right in the tip of his pinky and knocks him out.
Where the hell do you think you're going? As then he falls down, and
Now, keep in mind, range attacks you really can't do unconscious.
Yeah, no. It's whatever happened at that point.
Gotcha.
And then after she used half her movement to stand up, which should still be enough to get in range of him, since I did attack with a monk weapon or proficient weapon, I can still use my unarmed attack against this fool.
You can.
As then she just charges him, and I assume he shot Briar just now, so he should be facing away from me.
He is presently.
So a nice. I want to call Thunder Knee to him into the back.
Okay. Go for Thunder Knee.
11 to hit.
11 does not hit, however.
Rip.
As you try to in your excitement from taking out the one guy with the fucking, you kind of like leap into the guy with Thunder Knee. As you kind of scream it out enough to where he notices, and you just kind of like ducks, and you kind of get knocked into him, and you kind of get knocked back. You hit like the very top of his armor, you kind of hit your knee.
Oh, so this is anime now. Thunder Knee!
Oh,
Oh, what?
We stole it from Captain Falcon already.
Well, don't you know Furion in goddamn Zakari? Every time you Eldritch Blast, you just gotta yell it out loud.
Eldritch Blast!
Alright, speaking of, Furion, you're up.
Well, that's what I'm fucking doing.
Alright.
God, that's...
17 hits for 1 force damage.
I need to take one.
You're knocking him back?
No, I won't, because I'll keep him near Faith.
Okay. As the purple energy begins to ripple inside your hands again, you launch it out as it blazes past Faith's head as she kind of gets down, holding her knee from the attempt of thunder, as it strikes the man right into the side of his abdomen. It hurts a little bit, kind of twinges, these little purplish residue, but he is still standing. You have movement and bonus.
I'll just click my tongue and just stay here.
Okay. Zalgus, you're up.
So I got enough distance I can run over to this diagonal spot right behind.
Clearing the table and everything.
He just
Hi
dies.
there.
Give me an acrobatics check real quick.
Okay. Oh, if need be, I can do dash action to make my way over to that spot. If I go
I know.
around.
Well, let's see how you do on acrobatics real quick.
Okay.
You get a face full of the stew. You
Sorry. Okay, thought so. ACRO.
Or acro.
Akro.
This
Yeah,
isn't
acrobat.
Phoenix.
8.
Ooh.
Unfortunately, it's going to take your bonus action to do that, but you still have your action available to you.
Okay. Well, in that case, advantage for this attack attempt, right?
Yes, it is flanking. So what do you think attack as well?
$15,
15 hits.
7 damage.
All right. As Zalgus begins to try to leap fashionably over the table, he kind of hits the crook of his foot. He kind of stumbles onto it instead, and begins to kind of still trying to look kind of cool, crawl across it as he then gently gets down and then moves over to the actual guy and lunges his rapier. And it does a good concrete hit upon the occupied unit, knocking him down into red, but not quite out yet.
Oh, almost.
All right, Briar, you're up.
She just glances around for a moment, and seeing everybody congregate on the one guy, she will cast Toll the Dead in him.
Okay, wisdom saving throw. That is a natural 10. That is a
I didn't hear the number.
12.
And my day save is 12. Did we decide that works or not?
That means that you do. So roll damage. 10. There are some good rolls, and that will definitely do. As both Zalgus and Faith and Furion intercept this guy to try to stop him from your attempts to stop him are finally put to rest as the large bell you see now over his head gong, as you begin to see the blood kind of spurt out his ears as his eyes kind of flip back behind his head, and he falls to the ground to his knees, and then to a splat he is gone.
Faith attempts to guard herself from the blood splatter.
And with that, combat is over. As each of you, now looking at the wreckage around the room, the unconscious and sometimes some dead individual, begin to collect yourself. The old man, still hiding underneath the table, begins to kind of crawl around looking. What do you all wish to do?
Well,
I just
first
heard a
things.
question.
Oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
I begin making my way over to the table with the old timer and look under. Hey, old timer! It's all over. You can come out now.
They all gone.
Well, in body, no. In spirit, almost all.
You're not going to hurt me, are you?
No. They were trying to hurt us, so why also hurt you? I was just here for some food and a drink, but they kind of fucked that up, so what can I say?
Thank you. As he begins to crawl out from the table, begins to stand up and dust himself off as each of you begin to collect yourself.
Oh, and that stab was on the one knee where I have it already patched. Damn it. I'll have to get a new one.
Who are you all? Why have you come here?
Well, I don't know about the rest of them. This is the first time I've seen practically everyone in here.
They're not with
But I
you?
do know.
They're not with you?
No. I kind of didn't know what to expect, and everyone's here and had all this crazy shit happen just now. All I know is those bastards over there in the funny-looking robes, as I'm pointing to the ones with the very familiar color robe set, I got some problems with them, and I think I need to have a little chat with the ones that aren't dead.
Kind of just takes a seat, very hesitantly rearranges it towards actual normal and sits. He kind of looks around for the cups that are around the table and kind of looks in them, puts one down, picks another one, puts it down, picks up another one, kind of drinks it down and then slams the mug onto the table. What are the rest of you doing?
Out of character question, where's the bartender during all this?
I said in the prologue that he actually left the tavern. He's outside.
Okay, sorry, I must have missed that.
Yeah, right now the front and back are still technically closed and latched.
Well, in that case, I was like, Virian's going to just walk over and open the damn door.
Okay, simple enough. Is you unlatch the door and then open it. As soon as you do, you begin to see a few individuals like fast walking or jogging towards the tavern. They look pretty heavily armed.
Virian raises up an arm. Finally. Where's the bartender?
That out of character, in character.
Oh, that was in character.
Okay. You see the bartender as you say that he kind of pokes his head around the door. Oh, are they gone?
He sort of looks to the guy on the ground, like right in the doorway.
He's just kind of groaning.
Define gone. Not a problem anymore, I suppose. Not that I even know what the problem was. As he glances back to everyone else in the place still standing.
Probably by the time you're doing that, Faith has already gone back, grabbed some stuff out of her bag that was on the table, and made her way over to the guy that was talking a whole bunch of shit to begin with, and started tying him up and removing his equipment.
Zakari is making his rounds, collecting things off of the two that he killed.
Give me an investigation check. Briar,
One or two.
give me one, just collectively. Briar, what are you doing? Are you assisting Zakari or?
No, she edges towards him after the combat ends, and I guess she'll wait until he's done looking at stuff.
So I'll just do my best. I could spell it. 10!
Okay. You don't find anything really amazing on them. You collect about, if you want to write this down or add it to your sheet, you collect about 89 copper, 3 silver. They have their weapons on them. They see a scimitar, a shield. The monk seem not to really have anything on her of value.
How much money again? I'm going to put it in notes.
83 copper and 2 silver.
Okay.
Kara, what are you doing?
She looks at the bar and see if she sees some apple cider. She then, upon finding it, she opens it and starts drinking it nonchalantly, and she leaves on the counter what she would feel appropriate for the price of it. As she then walks over to this guy right here who's dead, says, "Well, you caused us a lot of trouble. Let's see if you could at least pay us back for the trouble." And she decides to loot this person.
The quest for apple juice.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Give me an investigation check. Briar, you're doing something, I believe.
She just leans over to Zach and kind of whispers, "Do you think they were here for one of us? Should we not leave?"
One of them. They used a spell that I know. But for the rest, I doubt it. We should stay and see what we can gather.
I get a bad feeling.
We've had that feeling ever since we left. But it won't hurt to try something different. Let's not run this time.
She kind of tilts her head and lets out a sigh.
After that, he slowly makes his way to the center of the tavern, urging Briar to follow him.
Okay. Clara, you don't really find anything of value on him. Doesn't seem to have any gold. He has a short bow, but nothing else really. As a Faith ties up her cord, and the rest of you all make your way towards the center of the room. The guards three guards begin to push past Furion, telling you to all collect towards the center of the room as they step over some of the dead bodies and begin to handcuff and manticle the ones that are unconscious. The tavern keeper, the barkeep, also joins you all as well as you all begin to enter into the center of the room yourselves.
Do I need to roll my investigation check since I said I was disarming this guy?
Investigation just be more like searching what he has on him, like anything. You're just disarming him. Simple practice.
Well, I mean, I did say I was trying to remove all the shit, so it would be looking for hidden weapons and such too, like lockpicks and shit.
Yeah,
whatever.
16. Okay. You see on him you have a small sack of gold of gold coins. You get about 6 gold off of him. If you want to write it down or put it up on your character sheet. Yeah. 40 silver.
Said 6 gold. 40
6 gold and 40 silver. Other than that, he has a short bow. He has and that's really it. You don't see anything else on him that pertains to any kind of information as to why he is here exactly. No notes or anything else of the matter.
Yep. Well, all of his weapons will stay on the table as I will throw him to the floor.
All right.
On top of that, before moving towards the center of the room.
As the guards begin to collect in, they kind of walk around you, keeping to all of you sort of surrounded as their weapons are out, long spears with shields. They seem to be wearing just regular leather ornaments. They look to be kind of scruffy in nature, mostly unkempt. You get the idea that the kingdom of Yarrow doesn't really supply very well-built guards here in the island of Iados, but it's enough of a meager understanding of authority to keep people seemingly felt safe. And as they collect all of you around, they look to each of you. State your business. What is it all here for? What happened?
I, for one, can say I was just here for a drink and a meal. And then these guys told the barkeep to leave and threatened us for some reason.
Tyrion puts up a hand and looks at one of the guards and says, "So, where are we?"
Guards look to each other. What do you mean?
What is this place we're standing in right now?
You think me a fool? It's a tavern, in the Brown Bear Tavern.
He nods and crosses his arms. Yes, and what do people usually do in taverns?
Not what you're doing. There are at least 4 men here bleeding out. The other 3 are probably.
I didn't try to attack anybody. You
Oh,
need
yeah,
to take
look.
that up with them. I just wanted a damn meal.
Clara chimes in and says, "These guys just barged in and demanded we show them all of our stuff, and even after some of us complied, they attack anyway." And then she turns around, puts her hands behind her head. They got what they deserve.
Yeah, it was great, wasn't it?
Hey, self-defense. It is the truth. We even have a witness. I point towards the old man who's sitting with us.
The 3 guards kind of look around, look to the old. Durnhen. If what they say is true, you corroborate the story. The old man kind of readjusts himself, standing up, taking a last sip of another seemingly empty cup. Yes, these fine ladies and gentlemen here, they fought back what I would only be able to say would be pirates of the sort. They came in here demanding to see magical items or something, and they attacked nonchalantly. The barkeep then speaks up. Aye, they told me to go on out of here, and I'm going to assume and guess that these individuals, they took them out.
Swiftly.
The guard kind of looks to the barkeep, back to Durnham, and then to the east. He kind of eyes you all suspiciously, and then he kind of rests his hands off to the side as the 2 other men, pikemen, the spears raised back up, and they were. This is true, then you've done a service to. Not often we get bandits here, but I also must add it's not often we get travelers much like, well, you here. I'll ask that you at least stick around town. Don't go anywhere. We may have some questions for you pertaining to what it is these folk are after. We'll have some of them alive at least. We'll get them bandaged up and ask questions. But I'll ask that you not cause any more trouble here in Brown. Do you understand?
Sure, next time if I'm attacked, I'll just do nothing.
Watch it. Your kind around here are already sought and looked after. Let's keep your eyes forward and your mouth shut if you know what's good for you. The eyes towards Briar as well.
Excuse me, sir.
Eyes narrow in on Zalgus. Yes? What do you want?
Just out of curiosity, have you guys seen anybody dressed in some of these robes before? As I point towards a few of the ones wearing the robes that I recognize.
As you point to some of them, you notice all but one of them seem to have their robes completely covered in dark crimson-like material. Like the only one that doesn't is the one actually next to the front door, as he was literally bludgeoned to death by fists. Not death, but the guards kind of look to him, kind of like lean down, picking up the scruff of some of the clothing, and kind of. You mentioned something about more of these people around here.
I ask only because I've seen individuals like that before who are causing some trouble. I just wasn't sure if this was something new or if you knew who they were or what they were a part of.
We've seen a few people come aboard recently. The port's been quite full from new ships and encroaching visitors, yourselves included. All of you are strangers as far as I'm concerned. In fact, these individuals, however, I've seen them running around. They've been here for about 2 days or so, I guess, waiting on something, loitering around the tavern in the port.
mischievous sort. I've not seen any more than what you have here, however. I would be lying to you unless if I told you that this is all there is.
I understand. Just something I was curious about. I just seen him cause trouble elsewhere, and I wasn't sure, again, if there were more of them running around. Thank you.
He just kind of nods. He looks to Faith. You look somewhat familiar. You've been around here before.
Yeah, you should remember me, Jack.
Kind of looks to his eyes, kind of eyebrow kind of cocks. You know me. I've not seen you around here. Maybe not a long time. Refresh me as to your name.
She leans in, giving him the really, like the oh really eyes. It's kind of like the squinty thing. You really don't remember me at all, do you?
He kind of leans in, eyes kind of squint, he kind of tries to focus. No.
That's sad. She stretches. You should remember, Faith. I had a little bit for you to remember that, but I guess I should be disappointed.
Faith. I did know someone named Faith. A few years back. What are you doing back here? I thought you got chased out of town last time you were here.
Chased out? No. I prefer leaving to my own accord. Better adventures. Whatever. I had to come back through for business.
And cause trouble, too. You and your companions here. Unsightly lot, I might add.
I look around. Hey, look. Unlike last time, I didn't start it. I was about to, but I didn't.
Clara kind of speaks up.
What the fuck?
What the hell?
What the hell was that?
It's one of the best yells.
Sorry, that was from the. I'm at dibs.
No, but it was
Bad
great.
timing.
Charging up for a question?
That was one of the bandits in the back dying.
I thought it was the inner monologue of this guard.
No, Clara kind of looks toward the guard and goes, you know, when you really think about it, we technically did your job, so shouldn't you give us like some kind of meal or some kind of drink on us or something? Look at all these bodies everywhere. Isn't this technically what you're supposed to be taking care of?
He kind of looks to you. Normally I'd be asking where your parents are, little girl, but I've seen you around here, wandering around with those Dragonborn up until recently. You best be a mind to watching your tongue around here, lest something actually happens to you, little girl.
You know, just because she's a kid, she's telling the truth. I kind of had my meal ruined, so, you know, I'm kind of hoping to let the barkeep continue service, because otherwise I'd like to get something else to eat.
Speaking of, the barkeep then kind of pushes past the guard. Now, Jet. These people here are heroes of my tavern. They saved my life, perhaps, and likely that of themselves as well. Now, I'll be more inclined to get this mess picked up, and then give these people what they need. You should not be reprimanding them. You should be celebrating.
Yeah, Jet.
The guard kind of cockeyes towards Faith.
She grins at him.
Fine. My men will do enough just to get these people out of here and interrogate them appropriately. The ones that are left alive, as he looks towards Zakari for some reason. But you all need to stay in town for the time being until I get some answers from these folk and you. So, make yourselves comfy. Stay here within the Brown Bear, and we'll be around shortly. You may have saved the tavern,
You've caused enough trouble to stir enough rumors around here. We do not need that around this.
You do remember that we didn't start this? And by we, I mean, I didn't start this?
You may have not started it, but you definitely finished it with bloodshed.
She holds her arms open wide. Isn't that the usual case for this kind of thing? When you get jumped in the middle of a tavern?
I'll speak no more of this. Stay close. Do not go anywhere. We'll be watching.
Does this mean you're funding our stay tonight?
He just kind of looks to you in silence, and then he walks out. The two guards then join him, kind of scampering to keep up with him. He definitely seems not amused.
I'm gonna take that as a no.
I say to everybody, "What's up his butt?"
The tavern keeper then looks back to regard all of you. Thank you. I do not know what exactly would be the case here if they are left to their own devices. Had they got what they wanted, they probably would have taken more, and we do not need that here.
Did you even know what they were after?
He shrugs. I'm not sure, but whatever it is not our problem now. Now, I will fund your stay tonight here, so make yourselves comfy, as Jet said. In the meantime, well, it kind of looks around the room. I have some work to do.
So Zakari looks down for a minute, and then he looks back to the barkeep. The two over there by the fireplace. That was my mess. If you allowed me, I'll assist with cleaning up the place.
I'll not deny any help. Shouldn't take but a moment. I'm just putting them out in the back for the guards to cook. We'll take care of matters from there. We'll summon the priest in the morning to take care of the proper necessities. I believe the temple of Selune is near.
He just nods.
I know you're about to be busy and all, but can I at least get a drink after this?
Oh, second.
I'll take a third.
Yeah. All right. And in the span of 10 minutes, with Sakari's assistance, I assume you're helping.
Oh yeah, I'm helping that. That's what I'm used to.
Do what?
That's what I'm used to, so I'm just gonna help him out and move things.
All right. Then you all clear the tavern. Both of you, the barkeep and Zakari, clear most of the corpses and some of the bodies that need to be questioned. The guards come by at about a few minutes to collect the ones that are still somewhat breathing, resuscitate, heal them back, as they're now bound and led back to, well, gods know where.
Oh, quick thing.
Yeah?
As part of cleaning up the place, could I take the battle axe that the barbarian dropped?
Yeah, sure.
I will claim that. 'Cause I like it.
Sure, why not? Go ahead and add a battle axe to your inventory. It seems kind of crude. It's very, very, very. So the durability is probably not too high on it.
That's
Keep
fair.
that in mind. All right. And as the bodies are cleared out, the barkeep unlatches the back door, and inside you discover that several two bar wenches are kept in there, or locked in, seemingly, as they now disperse in, making ready for their shift, cleaning up the bits of blood around. Takes about 30 minutes to an hour, so you all would get a short rest in that amount of time. If you wish to roll hit die if you'd like, or take care of matters.
I'll
one.
I'll roll one as well.
How
Is
do
there a
we-
special thing to do that in?
Same.
Yes, you can actually on your UDB on character sheets, you can actually press the very, very top
Oh, right.
and deplete the hit dice you're wanting to use. Go ahead and roll the hit die that you're wanting to use first, that way you know how many you're wanting to deplete.
Alright, because I was going to use one.
Okay, then roll the 8.
Wait. Reset maximum HP changes during this rest. Oh no. Okay, so if I just...
Yeah, you don't want a full heal. You don't want a full heal during a short rest.
Right. Well,
If you are gonna use hit dice, I would prefer if you roll that first. That way you actually know what to take off in your short rest action.
Wait, so what are we rolling then?
If you're taking if you actually want to use hit dice to heal yourself,
Yeah.
for you it'd be a D10, just one D. Or if you want to use, and you can see if you want to need more than that.
I thought you could only. It was kind of a gamble that you did that, but
It is. You can roll one at a time and see how much you restore. And if you're not restoring enough, you can roll another one. But keep in mind, your long rest only restores half your number of hit die. So if you use 2, when you long rest, you're only getting 1 hit die back for your next short rest. So Zakar, you heal 2 HP. Go take 1 hit die from your. Sorry. I'd say 4.
Why did I get back to 14? I put in 4, so I should have 13 HP.
You shouldn't have 4. You're not adding your Constitution modifier to it.
Oh, I thought it did.
But are you actually?
I was gonna say it's showing for hit die plus whatever.
Then yeah, you're adding a Constitution modifier. My bad.
Fuck yeah, then 6, 7. I got 9 from that.
Wait, so what are we adding to it?
Actually, let me see if this actually works. Take short rest button. Confirm.
I didn't
that
heal
just
anything.
restored the abilities. It didn't actually restore the health. Okay. So.
You had that roll. Let me see real quick.
Do I just add my roll to my HP and leave it at that?
You already rolled. So you rolled an 8. So add your Constitution modifier to that, and you'll be healing that amount.
Sweet.
That's not it.
Don't roll D's. It's roll.
Okay, where do I manage my hit die on my actual character sheet?
Yeah. From this point, use your D&D Beyond character sheets for your HP because combat is over.
Where you go to see your current and max HP, there's 3 boxes. One that says heal, a blank box, and one that says damage. Type in the amount that you've healed, then hit the heal button, and it adds back onto your character sheet.
Yeah, I'm just wondering where, to make sure I remember for long rest that I only have 1 hit die left.
Oh, it's just when you press long rest and you consume your hit die, it'll remember that.
Yeah.
Huh.
Did you roll 2? What's your hit die?
I only have 1.
Okay, then yeah, you should be fine.
Okay.
Okay, so everyone's healed up from their long rest.
Short rest.
Sorry,
Short rest.
My bad. And as things begin to settle, the blood's still fresh, so not coating the floor enough. I mean, it's definitely not damaging the floor. The floors are pretty ugly as is, with the stains from food and other blood from bar fights over the last century or two. I mean, it's not really they're not really trying very hard to get the blood off the floor. It's just a new battle scar upon an old tavern. And as they begin to clean up the tavern, the evening gets later, as it now approaches about 8:30, 9 o'clock, as more people begin to start settling in, eager to hear about the excitement that transpired in the early evening in the Brown Bear Tavern. And as the seats begin to fill up, you all find yourselves collected together at a single table, along with Durnham.
I would be saying next Superior, wouldn't I?
Wow.
Wow.
Kadar's going on.
Can I feel any eldritch aura around him? Is he emanating that stuff?
Are you using detect magic?
Well, I don't have that, but I mean because I'm also a warlock, can I
No.
I was gonna say, speaking of detect magic, around this time he probably would use detect magic.
Oh yeah, sure, go for it.
Yeah.
So I think that's a free spell for you, actually.
Yep.
Okay. As you cast detect magic, you kind of look around. You see several little pings just kind of blipping your radar. You see a few on each individual around you. The people who are helping you fight, including one on Durnham himself. It seems to be in his vest pocket. Doesn't seem to be a strong essence. But seemingly you are the only ones with magical items around. And of course, magical presence. You detect that within about three individuals here, other than yourself. But as you all begin to collect together at the table, seeing as only seats left, as the tavern is now active, everyone's kind of chatting about the happenings of the day, including the seemingly large bar fight that escalated into a few deaths here at the Brown Bear Tavern. Not your everyday occurrence in here. Things seem to be going as per normal, as if nothing happened. The barmaids begin to make their way, making their rounds around the table, collecting drink orders, food orders, and you all find yourselves settled in with your own batch of food and sitting down at the table together. Durnham clears its throat, and he kind of shifts over his drink and then looks to. I'd ask you what each of your story pertains, but I know individuals like you, as he leers at each individual, it's not going to be quite honest. But I dare say, thank you for your assistance.
You're welcome. As I
Well, if
just
you're not
smile.
going to ask us, who are you?
Oh, sorry. My name is Dornham. I'm just a regular run-of-the-mill villager around here. I've lived in Brownleaf for nearly 60 years now. Many tourists and adventurers like yourselves have traveled here in search of treasure or fame or glory. But much like every other adventurer, they all leave with tears and disappointment. I assume you all are here as well for the tale of Holhorg's fine splitters.
Tell what?
Oh, yeah. I've heard of that one. Ish.
And you all begin to recollect, at least most of you, probably not. You know the tale of Holhorg's Fine Splitter, the patron founder of this island, of Brownleaf, and the other subsidiary villages around the island. A great pirate lord about 400 years ago who had sailed to this island, retiring from his life of crime and adventure and song and tale to settle down and hid his vast fortune, whatever that be, on the island someplace. Riddles and other rumors begin to circulate across the island, eventually begin to grow more furbish and spread out to the neighboring islands, and eventually across the entirety of Azimuth itself. Most of the rumor pools are generally that of a joking manner. Most people speak of it as though it's a tall tale, like it doesn't exist at all. But there occasionally an inkling of truth to it. None of you are really sure. Fury, you don't know at all. You're not from this area. But yeah, most of you are mostly familiar with the tales. Probably each of you could say something different than it would be.
Clara has like a mouthful of food as she's chomping down. She goes, so what do you know about this legend?
Yeah, tell me about the treasure.
His eyes kind of glimmer for a moment, and he kind of well, like most adventurers around here, I could tell you many stories, and they would all be true, and at the same time, all be false. I do not know much myself, unfortunately, but there have been tales from person over there, person over yonder, as he gestures around the room. Everyone has their tales. It's just whom you wish to believe.
Oh, there is one thing I believe in. The power of the shiny. And right now, I can tell you that those guys, they're after the shiny. For whatever reason they're after it.
I thought they were after magical items. Which
I did too.
I dare say you all produced quite a number of items on your table. Of course, it is beneath me to ask of such things of you, but keep those close. Keep those safe. There are many people around here, treasure hunters and pirates alike, that upon seeing them may cause you no unending amount of struggle.
What exactly had you freaking out as much as you were? I mean, those bastards were really quick to just jump onto attacking you because you started running away. Clearly you had to have something that had them, that they may have been looking for, or just something that could have fit their description.
So Furion would side glance at the old man and just say, have something to do with that thing in your pocket.
The old man kind of like looks to Fury and almost like surprised. Well, I may have procured a number of items in my day.
I mean, you don't have to worry. It's not like I really give a shit, but just saying.
Well, if you must know, I did not know their origin, not until you all did your thing, but I thought they were after me from a bad deal a long time ago. As he kind of pats his vest pocket. I was a gambler a while back, and well, let's just say I kept my cards close to my chest. Still do. Have to sometimes.
Cards? Oh, poker player of some sort, or?
He kind of looks around, he kind of hunches down to the table, getting kind of closer to... Not poker, lad. Crops. Charlatans. As he then kind of meekly pulls into his vest pocket and procures what look to be two dice.
To what?
One singular six-sided dice. As he kind of holds it shakily in his hand. You see, if I roll this, and he kind of jostles on the hand, 4, and he then releases it, and it lands. Picks it up, swipes it up again, rolls 2, and then lands on 2. Whatever I think it lands on. Pretty nifty, huh?
Ooh, I like.
Faith looks at him skeptically.
How unhonest.
He just kind of winks at the card. It's the honest ones that make a living, lad. Best you keep that in mind. But I thought that they were after me. They suspected that I may have adjusted my wealth accordingly back in the day. I couldn't take any chances, you see. My grandchildren, they need that. But I suppose those days are probably over. And, well, it's just a keepsake now.
Still, it is a neat trick. Awesome little die there.
Well, it was long ago. Anyhow, as he kind of stretches and pushes the chair back, kind of creaking as he stands, I've said my piece. If you do value information regarding Holg's finds to this treasure, then I can at least tell you this, as thanks. There was a recent return from a hunter who ventured out a few weeks ago. He returned last night, saying he found something, but he didn't seem too happy about it. Heard he was hanging around the market recently, trying to sell off supplies before the next ship sails. About it.
Wait, I'll say as I'll say as he mentions Horg's like again, Furion like puts up his hand and he's like, "Wait, what exactly are you talking about for Horg's spine? Is that where the treasure's supposed to be?"
That's the guy's name.
Oh, so
Holhorg Spine Splitter.
I guess that place was named after him, as he sort of mutters to himself.
What a violent name.
Well, I'm sure you will find the answers you need. If, again, you still value or find out anything about the treasure, perhaps ask that man. He should be in the market trying to sell off supplies. Not at this time of night, of course, but, well, he kind of shrugs. Good night, and thank you.
Before you go, are you certain that they were all after you for that item you possess?
Kind of looks to you, blinks. No. Apparently, they were after your friend here as he gestures towards Zalgus. Kind of meekly smiles at you, kind of smacks his lip.
Sorry, out of character, no one else asked that, right? Did I just double ask a question, or?
Oh no, it wasn't asked at the table here. He mentioned that he thought they were after him, that they really weren't, but you didn't know whom they were. Only Dolhem did, and now all of you do.
Why are they after him in particular?
Okay, before I start talking, have any of you guys seen anybody dressed like those jackasses at any point in the last, I don't know, couple of months?
I assume Furion hasn't.
I'm assuming Faith hasn't.
I don't think Zach and Briar have been here long enough to.
Nope.
The five of you who are just no, you have not seen any. However, if Clara is around, I'm not sure if he's back yet. Probably not. Anyways, Clara has noticed a few individuals. She has been around the area a bit longer than all of you, and there have been, if she was here to recite, there have been a few individuals that have been wandering around over the last few days or so at Matchup. They've mainly been hanging around the port and around the tavern, like the guard said.
And you are certain they're after you?
Oh, I wouldn't be surprised. I would kind of guess they're a little pissed at yours truly here. Yeah.
So that's a yes then.
Okay. Well, let's just give you guys an idea. About 2 months ago, I'm over at Latini Port, and well, I may have gotten into a little trouble and dealt with 2 mages that were working and were running around wearing the same colors that these wackos were running around in. And to put it simply, I may or may not have acquired something that belongs to them, but that they actually stole from somebody else, so I'm actually doing a good deed when I say I got it from them.
So you just swiped it for yourself. Got it.
Ooh. But here's the thing. Remember how I said everyone's after a shiny of some sort? I think this might be connected to the said big shiny.
You mean this big
And so why do you want the big shiny then? Quote unquote.
I mean, everyone's got their reasons. I mean,
Everyone has their reasons, and you have...
okay. You know what I am. Triton, right? Sea folk. Basically, fish ban. Get the idea.
You're dodging the question.
I'm not following either.
If any of you know anything about Triton society, basically most Tritons are nothing more than just common folk. There's people who bust their ass hoping to eventually become creme de la creme so that way they can actually have some effect on things. I just kind of want to have that for my family.
For those of you land dwellers, this would also include Briar as well, despite her racial proficiency. You don't really know much about the undersea races or the undersea realm. You know basic essentials, some of which are just stereotypes. So things that Zalgus is mentioning to you kind of has a figment or a fragment of truth to it, but you have honestly no idea. The only one who actually really know would be Furion.
Basically, in the end, I'm like any other entrepreneuring individual who uses what skills they have to help them out. Basically, I'm trying to find a way to help support myself and others. Mainly
you
my
want to
family.
buy your way to the top.
Considering the work that my family's done and what little they've gotten out of it, fear would be a nice thing to return to them. By any means necessary, I guess. But the thing is, these guys, as you can tell, they're not exactly in it for the glory of it all. They're in it for something else. I mean, these guys want to kill just to get a hold of this thing that's going to help them find the treasure.
I guess should have questioned some of them. Maybe they know something about the treasure that no one else does. Maybe it's not some riches.
I doubt they'd tell any one of us. Don't pirates usually keep their secrets?
There's always a way to get someone to tell.
Sounds like you have a method yourself.
I never said that.
He just leers at you.
So, just out of curiosity, what's your story? I mean, come on, everyone's got a story to tell. What the hell's yours?
Who is that question directed to?
I'm throwing it out to the whole group.
I just wanted a meal to eat tonight, man. Well, I guess at least I get a free place to stay. He sort of leans back and crosses his arms behind his head.
You all would notice certain prowess within each other's ability. That you all seemingly normal, but maybe a little bit abnormal individuals. The power you all have is not common in the world.
Think of it this way. We're 6 random putzes who somehow wound up in the middle of this cavern out in the Boonies Islands, for all that could really be said. No offense, as I look to the old man just as a apologetic sort of way.
He walked away.
No offense.
He left.
He still talks to his after image.
So like,
There's a stick figure with like a top hat in his place.
But at the same time, you had to have noticed something with all this. 6 random yutzes against an organized group, and we won? Come on. There's a reason why you guys are here.
To
Why-
be fair, they weren't very coordinated.
Still more coordinated than 6 random yahoos that, based on what I can guess, only 2, as I point to Briar and Zach, have some sort of knowledge of one another.
We're fairly acquainted.
Ooh, how so? I lean my hand onto the table and just put my head in my hand.
Briar just looks at Zach.
We met about three or so months back. I'm practically homeless, and she was nice enough to lend me her home. Do I have to roll this deception because I'm not saying the whole truth?
You can roll deception.
Eight.
You kind of get that there's not a lot of truth to that statement, as well as mostly all of you. He's just kind of leaving a few things out, but it's endearing.
Oh, dearie, it's all right there. And again, Zach's 6'1", right?
Yeah.
Like, oh, it's all right there, big fella. We know you don't want to tell us everything, but come on. There's always got to be something to it, but in your own time, as I just pat a random bicep.
So that's the
Cat,
roll
would
for
you
Jack.
crawl across the table?
Is his teeth gonna sparkle when he says it too? Like,
I have sparkles going off of my body.
You're a
Oh,
vampire?
Armstrong. No, Armstrong from Full Metal.
God.
I don't think I'm a vampire. I hope I'm not. That's lame. That's lame.
oh god.
Well, he's shared. What about you guys? Come on.
Clara's still chomping on her food with a mouthful of food. Like, I just want to be a great inventor of explosions. I like to fool with explosions and guns. My master told me that I need to gain experience before he'll train me more. So I came here to see if I can get experience, and well, I certainly got that.
Pardon my ignorance, but what is a gun?
Oh, it's this thing. She pulls out her palm pistol and puts it on the table.
As she pulls out the palm pistol and kind of sets it down, all of you see it looks to be a relatively crude device. It looks to be quite old, flintlock pistol, kind of smaller than most typical guns that most of you, except for Sakari and probably Fury, never leave. It definitely looks to be quite not really fitting of a little girl of Clara's stature, but
What did you say about Zakari and Fury?
We wouldn't know what this is.
Oh, okay. I was gonna ask. I was like, would Furion have actually? I mean, he's kind of traveled, so.
yeah, not many guns underwater. I mean, you probably find something like shipwrecks.
Yeah, but he
and
traveled
stuff,
on
but-
the land a lot too.
Yeah, but to put it in perspective, the number of people that are wielding guns in this world are about 1 out of 10 people that you may see. Sorry, 1 out of about 50 people. So I mean, they're very lethal, they're very dangerous. Probably kids should not be handling them, but here we are. And people that usually have them keep them hidden. So you have an idea of what they are. You definitely know what they're capable of, but you've never really seen one this close in proximity before.
Well,
She then grabs it and says, "So yeah." She takes it and she puts it back in her holster. She says, "I'm just looking to become a great inventor of explosions, something that this world hasn't seen before. Grenades, healing grenades, caltrip grenades, guns, rifles, all this stuff." I'm sorry,
Hey,
you must not know what I'm talking about, but that's what I want to do.
did you just say healing grenades?
It's a prototype idea. I haven't tried making it yet, but I just have a lot of aspiration.
I'm not gonna lie. That sounds awesome.
Only if it works. And she kind of like slunches down, thinking of her past experimentations.
Zakari looks to Briar. What even is a grenade? You sure left out a lot of telling me about some of the stuff around Azimuth.
Ooh, grenades are fun.
I am not a weapons expert. I'm a seamstress.
Ooh, I used to be military. I can tell you a little bit about weapons. Ish.
wait, if you're a seamstress, can you fix this? As Faith holds up the part of her top that was stabbed earlier.
And this, as I hold up my knee.
She kind of glances between them like, oh dear.
It sounds like you're back in business.
Since Faith is sitting right next to her, Briar will hold up a hand and start casting Mending.
Her eyes go wide for a second.
As
that's
the
great.
fabric begins to bend and tie and manifests itself to back to its previous position before the battle even happened. It is now as good as seemingly new. In fact, it actually seems better than most of the rest of your outfit.
Faith chirps out, "Oh, thank the divine. I really like this shirt."
She kind of raises an eyebrow as if like, really?
What?
If I didn't know any better, I should probably start charging again. Do you need to make money somehow, Briar?
You may be right. Not tonight, though.
You can't tell me that you don't have one of your favorite outfits yourself.
Well, I did not allow anyone to rip my outfits.
Oh, so now I'm the bad person for getting hit in battle.
Ladies, it's alright. Hey, we got through it without an issue.
I guess.
Speaking of, Faith, wasn't it?
Yeah.
You said you were adventuring, that you were going out and about in places. What exactly were you doing?
Faith lets out a sigh. My master wanted me to go pick him up something from, I guess you can call it, across the world. And I'm back to deliver it to him.
Ooh.
And then I got caught up with some goblins on a ship that got taken over by pirates. And so now I'm supposed to be in town waiting for an investigation to finish up.
Wait, on a ship? Are you a sailor too?
You could say that.
Oh, that is awesome! I have some sailing experience as well.
Tyrion, raises an eyebrow at that.
Yes, I know. Weird for somebody who, lives in the sea, can breathe underwater, do all that stuff to be sailing, but hey, I do what I can once I started living on the surface.
Sailing, huh? It's something I would have liked to learn myself.
Ooh, it's a lot of fun. A lot of cool stuff that you can do with it.
While they are all talking, Bar makes her way around the table and actually doesn't have to bend down for once or anything because Sal gets to mend his ripped pants, I guess.
Yep.
Are you saying that you would teach me how to be a sailor?
Oh yeah, it's not that tough.
It's also not a quick
Wow.
learn either.
So it's turning into some kind of sailor lesson.
I'll hold you to that.
Alright, sounds like a plan.
I look
That-
to Furion. Oh wait, no, were you gonna do something?
Oh, no, go ahead.
You seem rather chipper. What exactly is your deal?
I'm hungry.
It's at that point
Your
that,
food's
it's at that point that the barmaid kind of swoops around. Hi, can I help you? You look like a strange lot. What can I get for you?
Furion immediately puts up a hand. Look, I don't care at this point. Whatever your special is, I'll take it.
All right, fried fish coming up. What about the rest of you?
Do you have a seafood platter? Not just fried fish, but a whole mix of stuff?
Her hand just kind of drops. And she kind of looks to you like, really? Like, yes. Like, sweetheart, you're on the coast. We got-
Okay, I was just asking what all was in
What
it.
you want?
but-
Crab, crawfish, flounder, trout, catfish, minnow, shark. You want dolphin? I got my.
As
I
long
can
as
eat
you
a
don't say
dolphin.
seahorse, I'm good.
I got some in the back, but I'm not going to guarantee it. Is that what do you?
No, I don't want to eat I don't want to eat seahorse. A little bit of shrimp and some fried fish as well. That sounds good.
Coming up. What about you, Sourface?
I'll say Furion cuts off. It's like, oh yeah. Also, something strongly alcoholic,
Alcoholic.
if you have any.
You're enough.
Excuse me.
I'll take your word for it. All right. What about you? She looks to Brian.
Am I done repairing his pants?
Yes. Takes you 6 seconds.
Takes longer sometimes if the rip is worse.
Not bad. But yeah, pretty much as you're wrapping up, she kind of looks to you. She sees that you're busy, but she's like doesn't give a shit.
A vegetarian option, please.
She kind of looks to you, kind of cockeyed. Vegetarian option.
Furion also looks at you cockeyed.
She kind of like looks towards the back, towards the actual barkeep. Hey, Joan, is crawfish vegetarian?
I mean,
As long as it
where-
doesn't have a face.
where we're from, it is. What are you talking about?
Joan just kind of looks back. Just put some lettuce on. She kind of looks back to Ryer and just nods. All right, coming up. What about for the kid here? Don't got kids meals. Wait, kid. Where are you from, little girl?
Cliffside? Down by the coast?
She's kind of looks to you, blinking.
Have you heard of Zangief?
Zangief. Yeah. Very unsociable bloke. He robbed me about 15 years back.
Really?
You here to pay his tab finally.
That rotten old man.
I'd say with interest, it's probably about 45 gold.
You do realize she's one of the ones who just helped save the tavern, right?
43 gold.
Wow.
Furion shrugs.
She just kind of waves her hand. All right. What can I get for?
Do you have any pie?
Pie? Got fisherman pie.
Do you have any sweet pie?
Sweet pie? Hey, Jones! Is flour sweet? Jones just kind of yells back. Ugh! No, but I got some molasses. Some molasses stew?
Yes! And can I get some of your apple cider?
In the molasses.
In a cup.
Strange. All right, fine. What about you? She looks to Zakara. Come on, hurry up, hurry up.
I'll take crab, please.
Lobster it is. All right, and you? She looks to Faith.
I'll just take the special.
Special. Hey, Jones! What's our special tonight?
Fury just looks at her.
Jones looks back, kind of blinks. Fish!
Fucking Joan just blinked the cat out the room.
She looks back to you. Oh, fine. What kind of fish?
You said you had trout, right? Let's just get that.
Fine, fine. All right. Okay.
What? Add shark to that.
Shark? Oh, cannibals? No, don't got that.
Could I perhaps have shark?
You just listed
No?
shark.
I was kidding last.
Did you just call me lass?
We like one.
Oh shit. Can I have an ale, please?
Ale, sure, yes.
Thank you.
Fine. All right, be right back. And she then chugs along to the next table for completely. She didn't write down your order. She just kind of like asking and then moving on to the next table.
Whatever, I don't care what I eat as long as I get food, damn it.
I got a funny feeling. Extremely funny feeling. We're not gonna get fed anytime soon.
Probably not.
You hear her laughing at the other table next.
Damn well better, I'm going back in that kitchen myself.
Yeah. I mean, think at least a thank you from the people who actually saved the place would, come about.
Business really did pick up pretty soon. It's almost as if nothing happened here.
Is this the only tavern in this town? Like, or is there
Yes.
more? Oh, this, okay.
Hence the size, hence the business,
Yeah, gotcha.
Hence the not caring.
hence the secure in their business model toward not gonna. Because where else are you gonna go?
The next town over. That's where you're gonna go.
The next
It's
town's
about
spicy.
50 miles north.
Not their problem.
Just hear Fury and mutter, why did I have to come to this place?
Because the fates had to find it. Ooh.
You still haven't told us anything. What are you even here for?
Not like you told us much. Like I said, I'm just here for a meal and exploring. That's about it.
And now you're here for an investigation.
Give me a deception check, Fury.
Oh, I was way ahead of you.
He was coming. Okay, Briar, you're the only one that really understands, like, he's not being entirely honest, but...
You going by passive insight on that?
Oh, yours is 14, isn't it right?
Mine's 15.
Oh. Okay, then yeah, you get the same feeling.
I'm just curious.
Good.
Or it just doesn't say anything. She's looking around everybody.
Faith didn't even say anything. Just, she doesn't really care at this point.
We're gonna go around the table then, or something.
Well,
Clara kind of stands up and puts her hand on the table and says, well, it's really, really clear that we're all very capable people. So it would only make sense that if we go from here, it would probably be in our best interest to go as a team. Who knows what we can discover and solve and find.
What do you mean?
Oh, yeah.
We're all
Did you-
stuck here for a while. We're under investigation. Or whatever
ooh, but
bullshit.
there's
She kind of lowers her eyelids halfway closed and then turns toward Fate and goes, "You didn't strike me as the type to be stopped by something as simple as an investigation."
No, I'm not. But now that's two that I'm getting investigated on, so I'm just gonna let things play out for now. Besides, I just rolled into town today. I'm tired of being on a fucking ship.
So
Well,
when
who
did I
said that?
technically arrive here? Did I we literally just got here? Well, I guess those that actually came from elsewhere.
I literally arrived today.
I assume I did too.
Did we all arrive today?
Nope.
Thanks.
Oot.
Was that a yep or a nope?
Nope.
That was a nope.
Briar and Zach arrived today?
Yep.
Who the fuck didn't? Oh wait, Clara probably didn't
Clara.
arrive today. She's been here.
So Furian's like, I haven't even been here for long.
Oh,
If I get free board, sure.
I think it's a
Hey.
new record. I've only been here for like 2 hours.
You haven't missed much.
Same here.
Me and Briar have not been here long.
Oh,
She
well,
nods.
here's a thought. I do agree with Clara here, as I put my hand on Clara's shoulder, because,
Bad touch.
like,
Head touch.
Stranger danger.
just-
Zalgus is shorter than Clara. Is it even pretty much the same height? They're both kids. It's fine.
because here's the thing. And follow me on this one. Yes, we have to stay in the area for investigation. However, the area would suggest staying here on the island. But there's something we could attempt to investigate while we're here on the island. And I may have just the thing that could help us with that investigation.
Are you talking about what I think you're talking about?
Who wants to go treasure hunting?
Clara stands up. Me! Raise her hand.
She gets it.
Who doesn't like gold?
Exactly. High five.
Furian tries not to raise his hand.
Ugh.
I fold my arms and I take a peek at
Take a peek at.
Briar.
Oh.
Maybe this is a break we need?
She just kind of shrugs, looking unsure.
You know, if we're gonna actually do something like this, shouldn't we have some sort of proper introduction? I don't even know your damn names.
Well, obviously your name's Mr. Sourpuss.
Don't! 10 years is Miss Reckless.
I've been called worse.
I'm sure.
Is it something like code names? Briar, what does that
I
make
meant
me?
Real name. You don't know what I'd call you.
I call you Biceps.
Hey, I want a code name.
I'm not sure.
At this point, that food starts making its rounds to the table. Finally, it takes about 10 minutes or so. But eventually, you discover that she did actually put your order in. Unfortunately, you find out that she gave everyone the wrong stuff, and Clara got Zalgus' ale. Zalgus got looks to be some sort of molasses mixture with apple cider.
Before I even realize it, I take a sip of it. This stuff tastes funny.
Briar gets all the fish, and everyone else gets lettuce.
I didn't want lettuce.
Too bad.
I'm a meat eater. What is this nonsense called plant?
Furian
Don't like a joke
slams
to
a
you?
fist on a table and stands up. Look, I know you're busy. You're obviously the only tavern here. But hell, 5 out of 6 of us ordered fish, and what happens? He gestures to Okay, well, he thinks. Wait, said 4 out of 6 of us ordered fish, and this is what happens. And he gestures to in front of Briar.
Briar, who slowly pushes the plate over to Zach.
I slowly push my plate of lettuce over to Briar.
And here I figured
I'll say
fucking-
Furion fucking grabs the plate, gives it to himself.
Claire,
Starts waving fish around like this is what happens.
Clara finishes half the drink and says, "This doesn't taste half bad, but why are you all sideways?" And her head kind of cocks to the left.
I'm calling Clara Boom.
Did I even get ale or anything?
No, I drink half your ale.
No, you drank half of my ale. Here's yours, as I push the molasses cider concoction towards her, and I grab my cider, or grab my ale.
Fury just shoves like a whole handful of fish in his mouth and swallows. And sits back down, just like, fuck this.
Is there even crab here? Or is it actually like a lobster?
It's a full lobster.
I ordered crab, but okay.
It's still alive.
It's still alive? Perfect.
It starts crawling off your plate.
I stab it with my knife. I stab it with my knife.
Scream.
I push my lettuce over to Briar.
Jesus
Briar
Christ.
just
Literally a plate of lettuce.
Collecting lettuce. Yes.
Does anybody here have a spell that involves fire? I'm not saying we burn the place down. I'm just saying if we at least get a bowl of water, we can just plop our living friend here so we can at least get a meal in.
Well, I could try blasting it. It'll turn it into putty.
Are they referring to my
No.
crab? To my lobster? To my lobster.
The barmaid comes back around and she begins to explain, this is a family restaurant. We get the food out in one platter, you disperse it as you need to be. Obviously, it's completely untruthful, but that's her excuse and she's sticking with it.
So you're okay with giving a child alcohol in a family restaurant?
Is that what it was? It tasted kind of funny.
Yes, that was my ale you drank.
Can I
I don't-
actually get some ale?
Yeah, she withdraws a pitcher from her side satchel and pours it in.
He takes a drink. Is it actually fucking ale?
It's actually
Apple
fucking
cider.
ale.
Furion just goes, "Thank God," and actually chugs like half a glass.
Apple cider.
After a while, the meandering, you all begin to finally settle in and actually disperse your food. Briar does get more than just lettuce, as some bits of zucchini and sea cucumbers are dispersed to her. And you all begin to take your fill, and conversation begins to lighten as people begin to disperse outside of the tavern, anxious to complete their evening in their homes or in other ventures.
Okay, since no one has any manners at this table, I'll at least tell my name. He just looks to everyone. And he just stands up and gives a slight bow. My name is Furion. Nice to meet you, as he sits back down and drinks another huge swish of ale.
Well, if we're introducing ourselves officially instead of doing the clone name idea. Hi, I'm Zalgus. Nice to meet y'all.
Clara stands up while chugging the apple cider. My name's Clara, and I like explosions. And she said,
My name is Zakari. Pleasure to meet you all.
Yeah, stiff.
I just look at Fury and what?
He just side glances you while he's drinking some ale and smiles.
Fellas, let's not interrupt the rest of the introductions, please.
My name is Briar.
That was it. Alright then. I go by faith. I guess we can just leave it at that. And so, now, I guess we can get really down to this, but besides Zalgus, why
Hi.
is everyone else here?
Cypherian waves a hand. I already answered that question.
We just ate, now we're calm, now you can repeat it.
And this time you can add the full stuff.
Cypherian gestures to Zakar. Okay, you start then.
Briar kind of side eyes towards Zach.
Wait, were they motioning for us to?
Cypherian motion to you.
He
Oh,
literally just suggested you first.
oh, great. I'm here with Briar to get out of town, as they say. Where we came from, we'd rather not go back to. I'll leave it at that. Simple, really.
And where exactly is this? That way we can try to avoid it.
I look to Briar, waiting for a nod of approval.
She hesitates for a moment, then just shrugs.
I then look around the entire bar. Jarrest. We had to flee.
Alright then we'll... If we ever go traveling beyond here, we'll make sure we avoid Jarrest.
That would be for the best.
You assume we're getting pretty far at that rate, though. But you never know. So I guess I'm next, since someone doesn't want to actually talk about it. Truly, I'm out on a training mission for myself, just to get myself stronger, because I'm tired of being weak.
How straightforward. People can learn a lot from you.
What can I say? I like to see the world, and I like to... I don't want to say just beat people up, but it's kind of a hobby.
I
I
agree
like to
with
test
that.
myself against other people. And so this entire brawl was actually kind of fun. I appreciated it. Honestly, I get to know more people by fighting in taverns than by talking to them.
I see.
Either way, my mentor, I guess you can call him, wanted some information and a few items from across the sea, and so I made my way there, and now I'm back. I've got to deliver them to him, give him what he wants, and then I advance in my training one more step. It's actually pretty cut and dry.
Well, I've been about here, there, and everywhere. I'd say most of my time was near Latini Port. However, I have been to the Mages Academy. That's a cool place to go to, guy.
With how you're talking, it sounds like you've stolen from the Mages Academy.
No? Well, not that can be proven. All that can be proven is that I was crafty enough to convince a bunch of magic users that I had magic for about a year or so. Actually, no, really though, I think I'm almost at the cusp of being able to do magic. Like, right there.
Don't you know if you have the innate ability to do magic pretty early on?
See, I'd almost argue that that is actually a lie. That for some, I wouldn't be surprised if just one day they're just randomly thinking, next thing they know, poof! They just randomly throw a firebolt or use one of those eldritch blast things without realizing it.
At the mention of Eldritch Blast, he kind of looks down a bit, and he looks back to Zalgus. It's different for every person. Me personally, I was, how do I put it, born to learn it. And frankly, I've hated every minute of it.
I'd question why you hate it, because shooting energy out of your hands seems kind of like a fun thing to do.
Magic has its uses, but I wish I had learned it in better circumstances.
But you still shoot energy from your hands.
Yeah, I do.
And you don't like that?
It's complicated. I mean, I don't mind that I am able to use it for more justified means, but before I didn't like how I was made to use it.
I guess to everybody their own.
It's an eye-opening experience.
One that I'll probably never get.
I guess I'm next.
Go for it.
Well, I used to study with a master who was pretty good at building those those guns I showed you, and I told him I'd be on my way to become the best inventor of explosives in the land, and I've been on a journey ever since, trying to gain experience, practice my tinkering, inventing, possibly selling things in the future. But I wound up here out of coincidence, and I ran into the son of another famous master of the guncraft, as fortune would smile upon me. And he even, as she stood up with a kind of a proudish look on her face, he even accepted me under his wing for tutelage. But he wouldn't show me anything unless I went out and gathered more experience, whatever that meant. And she holds her hand up, and she holds her hands up in a kind of a I have no idea kind of manner. So here I am, coming into the place where most things begin, or end, as it almost seems to have been. Come to the tavern.
Honestly, that just sounds like a regular style training mission. Go out and gain experience, and then come back and it'll teach you something new.
I know, right? As she looks toward her. So apparently everything's all about gaining experience. I guess I just have to discover what that actually means.
So, if you're trying to build things, wouldn't it just be more experience for you to build other things? Is that how that works?
That's what I thought, but he told me that's not how you start. So I'm just going off the guy's experience. I mean, who am I to question him? He's the one who has all the gizmos and gadgets that I just fawn over every time I look at him. I can't touch his level of skill, and if he says I have to go on an adventure in order to become like him, then that's what I'm going to do. She folds her arms.
What an ambition.
Firion, was it?
For the majority of while people were talking, if anyone actually had glanced at him, you'd notice that his eyes had slightly glazed over and he was
I already
somewhat
told
zoned
people to
out.
notice that. Don't worry.
Oh, okay. Noted. Then, he sort of blinks and turns towards Briar. Yes, Firion.
We're both... She kind of clears her throat.
Sea elves.
Where are you from? Your skin color is very different.
I've been all over the waters. I don't really have a home.
She waits for a moment for more, but then just nods as you
Yeah,
don't
he doesn't continue.
I've only ever known my mother as another sea elf, and she had the same skin color as I do.
Did you actually live in the ocean? Or sea?
She shakes her head no.
Really? Why not?
I do not know.
I see. He just shrugs. Well, yeah, I'm a sea elf. Although, I've actually been in the sea.
Have you been to any of the underwater cities?
Plenty.
I would like to go someday.
Are you telling me you've never been to any? Do you even swim?
She kind of actually looks to the side at that question.
His eyebrows raise, and he sort of leans forward, like, on one of his arms. Wait, you... Can you not swim?
It has been a while.
He leans back, somewhat relieved. I mean, there's nothing really wrong with living on the land, but it'd be kind of sad if you couldn't swim at all.
My mother used to tell me stories of the underwater cities. I believe she's been to them before. Or perhaps it was just all secondhand information. I cannot recall. I was young. But they sounded wonderful.
He sort of shakes his head. Not to disappoint, but they're not exactly anything special.
Clara stands up and says, "Can I see one of these cities someday?" Sounds amazing.
Before anyone answers that, people who are from the underwater cities, you would know that most time they don't let people who are not seafaring folk in there. They're usually closed off to anybody who is not Triton or Sea Elf.
I was gonna say, I'm gonna look at her deadpan. I was like, first off, I'm not even sure how you would get down there, but... Well, no, because I'd know there'd be magic for that. So, I don't say that.
Nothing you all are capable of, quite.
Well, no, he's not capable, but he would know of things like that. He's magical in nature at this point. Anyway, I would say he just sort of looks like it'd be hard-pressed to find a city that would let you in.
Anything short of a royal favor is definitely not going to get half this table anywhere near an underwater city. Beautiful sight, but the favors you'd have to pull.
I suppose you've been to them as well, haven't you?
Into them? Hell, I'm from one of them. Lived there for about 20 some odd years, and then came to the surface. Has been living on the surface ever since.
She looks toward you with twinkles in her eyes. What's it like? Are there giant pearls that everybody like plays games with, like kickball or something like what up on the surface?
I look and listen to the sound of this. You know, kicking a pearl, with our feet,